Hello and welcome back to the Musa Stadium for Season 2 of the American Premier League. We have a glorious afternoon and a glorious matchup. The defending champions, the Premium Windies, taking on the Premium Paks. Match 17 of Season 2 live from the Musa Cricket Stadium here in Pearland, Texas. Well, this is how things stand at the moment. The Premium Indians sitting pretty up the top, just ahead of the Premium Afghans. Well, today's two teams battling out in 4th and 5th at the moment. Remember, the top 4 sides will go into that semi-final. Same points, just look at that net run rate. Well, a sunny day here in Pearland, and let's head down to Roshni with the toss.
Well, it's bright and sunny here at the Musa Stadium, and it's the Premium Windies versus the Premium Paks. Join with me. I have the Premium Windies captain, Kirk Thompson, the Premium Paks captain, Mohamed Irfan, as well as our match referee, Danny Khan. Kirk, you've got the coin?
Head.
Heads is the call?
Head is the winner. Head is the winner.
Irfan bhai, you've won the toss. You decided to bowl. Why?
अभी असल में विकेट का जो बिहेवियर है उनको देखा तो लिहाजा हमारी बॉलिंग भी थोड़ी अच्छी है तो खुद मैं भी फास्ट बॉलर हूँ तो मैं चाह रहा हूँ कि जो पहले एडवांटेज है उसको लें और उसके बाद फिर जो हमारी बैटिंग है वो रन चेज करें।
अब बहुत सारे दिन रेस्ट करके आए हैं तो टीम का माहौल क्या है क्योंकि मैचेस भी नहीं खेल रहे थे?
असल में बारिश की वजह से मैचेस नहीं हो सके लेकिन जो यहाँ का ग्राउंड स्टाफ है उन्होंने काफ़ी मेहनत की है और आज ग्राउंड काफ़ी अच्छा है और ये मैच भी मज़ा आएगा और बस रेस्ट किया होटल में और गेट टुगेदर करते रहे हैं टीम के साथ तो हमारी टीम का अच्छा माहौल है।
Any changes to the squad?
1 चेंज है तो बाकी सेम टीम है।
Okay, congratulations. Kirk, you guys have lost the toss. What would you have done if you had won?
We wanted to have a bat anyway. Nice sunny conditions. The pitch didn't get used in the first game, so very nice. It's dried out, so we're looking forward to putting up a good score and winning this game.
Okay. Any changes to the squad?
Yeah, we have 4 changes. Aaron Jones, unfortunately, isn't here with us anymore, so I took over from him. Kwame Patton Jr. is out. Sean Finley is out. Mario LeBon is out, and we brought in Javon Searles, Terrence Hines, and Jonathan Fu.
All the best.
Thank you.
The news from the middle is the Premium Paks have won the toss and they've elected to bowl.
Well, thank you, Roshni. There you have it. The news from the middle. Paks win the toss and they're going to have a bowl first. You can see the two Windies openers heading out to the middle. The defending champions, they want to make that semi-final if they have any chance of retaining that trophy. Well, it's a glorious day. The perfect afternoon for batting. A little breeze. Not too hot, sun's out, it's dried up nicely from the last few days, so it should be quicker across the outfield than it has been at times in this tournament, especially yesterday, following a few days of some heavy rainfall and cloud cover. Warmer out there today. Well, what can these Windies put on the board? At times they've struggled to really sort of get going, find their feet and get explosive with the bat, and they're going to want to do that from the top. You look at that pitch, there are a few cracks in there. We've seen a few sort of rag and turn at times during this tournament. The Paks bowlers, Amir the other day, well, he really got one. Ali Umayyah, he got one to nip back hugely, turning on a penny that saw the back of Samit Patel against the Afghans. What can they find today with the spin? It looks like they're going to be opening up with pace. Pace from a height from the captain, coming down at 7'1", Mohamed Irfan. It's been expensive at times in the tournament. And let's see if he can make a breakthrough early on today. And he starts things off with a full toss, and the Windies are up and running. Good afternoon, it's me, Georgie Heath. Alongside me, I've got the wonderful Jay. Jay, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Finally a nice sunny day here out in Texas, which is a nice change to the past few days we've seen out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it, actually, if you'd said it was always sunny in Texas, some of the experience I've had in my time here so far. But today, absolutely glorious. Barely a cloud in the sky. And a perfect day for cricket. And you see they've got Ryan Scott in there at slip. So starting with this attacking field, needs to drag this back, this length. Mohamed Irfan, that's better. It's just beats the edge.
Yeah, Jones looking to drive that in. You were talking about destruction with this Windies lineup, and I feel that if some of these guys get going, we could really see some powerful hits. Jones himself, a U.S. international. You've got the likes of Jamar Hamilton, Gajanan Singh, Jonathan Fu. All guys have done really well here in the U.S. Players to look forward to later on in this innings. As that one's going to be flicked away. Goes aerial. And he's going to pick up a maximum as Aaron Jones. What a way to get off the mark here. Greeting Irfan with a maximum. And that was effortless. On the pads, just flicks it away. And it sails over.
Yeah, well, Aaron Johnson, he's had a great tournament so far. At times looked destructive. But this is just the start they wanted. Irfan just straying down the leg side. Barely needed to do anything with that. Flicks it away. And a 6 in the first over is just what Aaron Johnson would like to see. And that again just beats the edge. And it's a good recovery from Mohamed Irfan.
Yeah, doing well after that maximum there.
Well, 7 already from the first over this afternoon. Remember, Pakistan, the premium Paks, won the toss. That's just beaten the edge. Won the toss and elected to have a bowl. And this, their captain, runs in. And that's just found the edge. And it's good work to cut it off at the boundary. That's Umar Farouk out there. We'll see him in the not too distant future, I would imagine, the young pacer. Well, he's had a bit of a difficult tournament so far, Mohamed Irfan. Has strayed a little and been expensive, and already 8 off his first over today. See what we can do with this final delivery. Shorter again, and it's just worked up to extra cover. So a dot to end the over. So 1 over gone, Windies, 8 without loss. Well, this is how that Windies side lines up at the top there. Kevin Stout alongside Aaron Johnson. Some power hitting in there, but they do bat, and they bat well further down. Hayden Walsh Jr., he was the talk of the day in their game against the Afghans. He so nearly saw them over the line, hitting it to all parts, and they just couldn't pick up that final wicket. It looked like he was going to get there, and with just 2 runs needed, he was dismissed somewhat softly and ended up wandering off into the field. Well, the premium Paks, this is how they line up. The name that stands out with the bat there, Ryan Scott, been really impressive in this tournament so far, and Nicholson Ekwart has played his part too. Well, it looks like we are going to have pace from both ends for the premium pack. So it's Fayaz Butt will take the second over. And that's really good start. Right on the money. Nothing you could do with that, but just keep it out.
Yeah, and this Paks team, they've got a good bowling lineup. They've got some pace here. We saw Irfan, 7'1" though. Quite hard to believe, that Paks captain. And with these teams here, ranked 4th and 5th respectively, this is a big game for both sides. Tied on points. Both sides really needing a win here. Oh, this time stepping out, but just managing to hit it to the fielder there. Does Aaron Johnson. A full 20 over game we're seeing here as well. Yesterday there were some interruptions, a late start, only saw 15 overs. But we should have the full 20 today.
Slightly back of a length. That's nicely played off the back foot through the covers. Still not quick enough to hit the boundary out there, but they've done well to get back for 2.
Now it'll be interesting to see the type of score Windies try to target here, knowing that we've seen some low scores throughout this tournament, but yesterday a very high scoring game. Just a 15-over game. Batting first, Americans made 120, chased down in just 12 overs. And this time, gone up in the air, but a couple of bounces down to deep third.
Well, you can see they're sort of trying to play with that intent from the off. Yes, we've got 20 overs today, but you want to get that foundation set. We've seen it a few times with this Windies side. They get bogged down and then they start losing wickets as the pressure starts to build. I mean, it was almost a miraculous grabbing victory from the claws of defeat by an inspired innings from Hayden Walsh Jr. Again, full and just dug out, and they've done well to get away with 1 there. Unlucky for the bowler. Yeah, that inspired innings almost saw them over the line, and you could see he was absolutely devoed after that game. Headed off out of the gate into the field, and it looked like the drone was going to have to follow him to try and bring him back. Keep eyes on Hayden Walsh.
Yeah, played quite the innings, did Walsh. And to be so close yet so far for him, just 2 more runs. And he could have seen a side over the line.
This is really good, this, from Fires, but it's not giving them anything extra to play with. We saw a fair few extras in the game yesterday afternoon, but after 2 overs, the Windies 13 without loss. The 5 coming from that over. And just looking at the captain to see if he will again be bowling. It looks like he's handed over his sleeveless jumper and has decided he is going to continue. Well, Fires, but looks in a little bit of discomfort here. Just massaging his shoulder. You can almost hear the neck crick when you see someone do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. And the Paks, they'd be hoping that Fayaz Butt is okay and a shoulder there, because he is really an integral part of this bowling lineup. But it's Irfan for now.
Well, Irfan 8 coming off his first over, opening up proceedings today. The tall, fast bowler. Left arm short, clubbed in the air. No one fielding out there. Restrictions are on. We're in the power play, but it has plugged again. Still slightly damp in this outfield. And the fielder just gives chase, and they do well to come back. Well, Mohamed Irfan just struggling a little bit. He's trying to bang it in, and these opening batters are trying to take him on and just going aerial over that ring. And once you're over the ring, there's no protection out there other than the fact that the ground is pretty wet, and that could do the job in stopping it.
Yeah, we can still see the effects of the rain from a few days ago. He goes aerial once again. A similar region there on the offside, and once again that ball not reaching the boundary. As another couple of runs are taken. And so we can see that intent from the Windies, trying to get a quick start here in the power play with those field restrictions, but just not able to muscle it over the boundary.
Difficult as well. It's also been a few days since these two players have taken to the field, so just trying to get concentration back. And that's banged in again and given the treatment. And the umpire signals 6. Well, this is just what Aaron Johnson can do so well. Once he gets his eye in, he can be destructive, and that's just what he's doing. He's taking on the pace, the bounce of the tall seamer, Mohamed Irfan, and all he has to do is get something on that, flicks it round, quick hands, whips his arms around, And it's over the rope for 6.
Yeah, and we saw him try to go over the boundary a couple of times earlier this over. This time, though, off the middle, gets the power he wants, and nobody's stopping that.
Well, the Windies move on to 23. It's just 2.5 overs gone. Already 10 off this over. Slower ball. Soft hands. They got to be quick. Run it fast. That's a direct hit. The umpire says no. It's not being sent upstairs, but good work in the field. We saw in that game yesterday, the Afghans versus the Americans. The Afghans struggled to pick up any wickets, although they did pick up 2 run-outs very early on in the day, just the 2 wickets in that innings, and before Gerhard Erasmus and John Otley went mad.
And I think it was in this over, it was the 3rd over of that innings that they got their 2 run-outs. We'll have a look at that one again. And well in.
Yeah, using those long levers. One of the first things you're taught, isn't it? Running between the wickets, ground your bat, and there's no hiding if you don't. Slightly shorter again, and again flicked away, but there's a man out there. Deep backward square, one of the 2 men out on the boundary.
Yeah, good over this has been for the Windies. 12 from it till now, still a ball to go. And Irfan, we saw trying to use his height to really extract some bounce here on those first few deliveries of this over. Not too successful in doing that against Johnson.
And that's a good recovery. That's a good way to end the over. Finishes it with a dot. Expensive over. 12 coming off it. So Mohammad Irfan closed out his opening 2 overs. And he goes for 20. So at the end of 3, the Windies 25 without loss. And this is just the start they would have wanted in the sunshine of Pearland this afternoon. Aaron Johnson, well, he's doing the heavy lifting. 20 from 12 for him. And this is not the start the Paks would have wanted when they won the toss and decided to have a bowl. And I say decided to have a bowl because no one decides to have a field. No one wins a toss and goes, you know what I want to do? I want to stand in the field. They've gone out, they decided to have a bowl, and they need to try and find a wicket from somewhere, preferably Aaron Johnson, because he's looking like he means business this afternoon. Well, it's a lovely looking shot. He gave it the full beans, the kind of shot that if you just saw it in isolation without the fielding, you'd be like 4 all day long along the ground, but straight to the fielder. And even he looks at his hand and thinks, oh, that's done something. But good to see that Fire's butt is not struggling with that neck or shoulder or whatever it was. He's back on for his second.
Yeah, seems to be all right.
Banged in again and given the treatment through the covers. 4.
So we saw that similar shot. We saw a similar shot in the sense that he wanted to go through the covers there, did Kevin Stout. Ended up hitting it straight to the fielder. This time, though, he's found that gap really well.
Yeah, it does well. Opens himself up, takes it almost front on, and that's sort of the development you see in cricket so much these days. You know, it used to always be cricket as a sideways game, but now these players, they turn their face and they take it on, and it gives them the opportunity to play far more of a 360 game. And that's a really good recovery. He's also done well to keep that out, he has. Kevin Stout, can't believe it. It's just not bounced at all.
Yeah, having a look at that again there. Last second, just had to put his bat down so it doesn't go through. And this time onto the leg side. Just tucks it away as they'll pick up another run.
Yeah, they won't mind settling for one because it is Aaron Johnson that's seeing it the best at the moment. So it gives him a chance to get on strike and take on Fire's butt. This is what we love to see. A bit of camaraderie. Ryan Scott doing Kevin Stout's shoelace for him. This is why I think we need Velcro. Everyone should just wear Velcro shoes and we wouldn't have this problem. Well, 30 already up inside 4 overs and 2 more to come in this from Fire's butt.
And Fire's butt, he's bowled well today. Just 10 balls he's bowled, just given the 10 runs. But now against Johnson, who's looked good out there. And he goes here once again, and this time over the covers. Won't quite reach the boundary.
Yeah, he's tried to take that on, sort of top-edged it, and perhaps a taller field. If Mohamed Irfan was out there, he would have been in business. As it stands, Mohamed Irfan is fielding just out in front of our commentary box at mid-on.
Yep, there he is on your screen there.
Nicely played again, and they'll finish the over with just the 1. Well, contrasting fortunes for the 2 bowlers. Definitely more difficult for Mohamed Irfan today, and it looks like he's, as we expected, taken himself off. He's bowled his opening too. Well, they'll be pretty pleased with this start, the Windies, having been put into bat. Into the 30s after just 4 overs.
And they haven't lost a wicket of the Windies, so with the batting that they have to come and the form that some of the players are in, I think, as you said, they'd be happy with the start. 8 and over they're going at here. Still a couple overs left in the power play. As we have the first bowling change of the day.
Yeah, Nakash Basharat been handed the ball, just having a few words with his captain. So continuing with pace, the Paks. Well, he's given that everything. And no matter how slow an outfield is, 1 bounce 4, easy as you like. Kevin Stout joining the boundary smashing party.
And what a way to greet the new bowler into the attack. The first ball goes a bit fuller there, as we'll have a look at that again. Just outside the off stump. And easy as you like it there for Kevin Stout.
Well, what's he going to do to recover this? Again short and flicked away. And it has the same result. It's another 4 off the bat of Kevin Stout. Back-to-back boundaries for the opener.
Yeah, deciding to pull his length back just a bit there, the bowler. But the result doesn't change for him. And now I think he will be under some pressure here. A couple of boundaries off his first 2 deliveries. Kevin Stout now deciding to join what he's seen Johnson been doing at the other end with those boundaries. And now we'll see, where does Nakash bowl?
Well, that's a much better length. Slightly fuller. And he can only flick it away as mid-on comes round and cuts it off for just 1. But that is already 9 from the over. And Kevin Stout again having trouble with his shoelaces.
And some smart batting there from Kevin Stout. He has those 2 boundaries in this over. Now he's got the runs. Now just looking to hit the ball around, just get singles and 2s. Not really looking for anything risky.
Again, just one. Have to be quick. Well, he chose the right end. It was really good work. Did the thinking before he got to the ball. Knew that the danger end was going to be the bowler's end and just missed out on the chance of making a breakthrough. Well, these two, not only are they dealing in boundaries, they're doing really well at rotating this strike. Both faced 14 deliveries. And already 10 from this over. Well, that's nicely played, and you can hear the groan from the bowler. Slowed down enough, and then they still get back for the 2. So 12 from the over already, still 1 to come. Another 2 in the bank for Kevin Stout.
Stout as well now moves on to 22. It's 44 for no loss with a ball to go in the 5th. And it's safe to say what the Paks were thinking after winning the toss, deciding to bowl first, not really happening for them.
Short, flicked away. There is a man out there on the boundaries. Going to cut off before it even gets to him. Well, they finish the over with a 1. So an expensive over first for Nakash, going for 13. The end of 5. Windies, they're going along at 9 and over, 45 without loss. And it's equal parts the destructive hitting of Aaron Johnson and Kevin Stout. Oh, Mohamed Irfan looks like he's going to continue turning to his paces. Well, talk about dream start for the Windies. And just the 5 overs gone and already 45 on the board. And they know they've got batting to come. We saw early on in the series what some of these batters can do. So give them the chance. Gajlan Singh has been having a good tournament. But it is going to be pace from the Massey Ranch end.
Yeah, and that lineup likes Jonathan Fu, Jamar Hamilton as well, 4 and 5. 2 very good players. Done extremely well in minor league cricket here in the US.
Oh, Umar Farouk. Pace short and given the treatment. And the fielder does well to get there. Ryan Scott, good chase, loses his hat on the way. And that's that outfielder talking about. Perhaps a little slower than I anticipated it might be today. Because that looked like it was given the full beans.
Yeah, I think with the sun out today now, hopefully by the end of the day today, or maybe even into the second innings, the outfield really does start to dry up.
Short, comes down the pitch to it and doesn't get a hold of it. It's a really good diving effort by the keeper.
Yeah, Zishan Ashraf there, the keeper. Doing really well to stop that. Final over of the power play this. So they will really look to go big. We have a look at that one again. Up just between bat and pad, that. And an excellent take, diving into the glove. You could see some premeditation there from Johnson, deciding to come up the track, looking for that big heave into the leg side. And there you can have a look at Musa Stadium.
Well, it's the day of the shoelaces, isn't it? Everyone's having to redo. And Umar Farouk, the last thing you want as a bowler is your shoelace coming undone.
Yeah, that Velcro option looking a lot more attractive now.
Velcro, slip on. I'm here for anything when I don't have to redo my shoelaces. Well, expensive Mohammad Irfan going at 10 and over. And just the one from Nakash Ali. 13 runs coming from it. No extras today. We saw 35 extras in yesterday afternoon's efforts from the premium Americans as they look to try and defend 128 in 15 overs and couldn't do it. Chipped up in the air, no one out there. And that's gonna go for 4.
Yeah, Johnson continuing his charge here now. Final over of the power play, wanting to maximize those field restrictions. And we could see after that initial hit, after it initially bounced, as the 50s also come up for the Windies here in the meantime. But as that ball bounced just before the boundary, it almost stopped a bit. We'll have a look at that again. Gets to it on the full. And just stopped a bit and just about rolled over the boundary in the end. So that slow outfield on show once again.
Quicker from Farouk. And it's good work between the stumps to scamper through for the 1. And signals leg by the umpire. For a moment, there was a shout from someone out on the field. I think more in desperation than perhaps a genuine appeal.
Yeah, I think the bowler himself, Farouk, he went up. A couple balls still to go in this over now. In the power play. Oh, and he's got him. Top of off stump, and there's the first wicket. A bowler's dream, that top of off stump delivery. And it's going to result in the first wicket now down for the Windies.
Well, that is just the breakthrough the Paks needed. These two were really accelerating, getting going. I don't think they would have minded who they got rid of because both looking to hit big. But just done by the pace. Kevin Stout. Over the wicket, the right armour. Perfectly top of off stump. It's what you dream of.
30 seconds to the wicket. 30 seconds to the wicket.
Well, he goes for 24. Well-made 24 from just 18 deliveries. That's strike rate. Well over 100. And that'll bring Gajnan Singh out to the middle to join Aaron Johnson, who is swinging well out in the middle. Seeing it like not quite a beach ball, perhaps a sort of volleyball size at the moment. Not timed everything, but he's trying to deal in just boundaries. He's going along nicely, 26 from just 17. Well, a mixed bag of an over. It's been the boundary, the extra, and the first wicket. And then going along at nearly 9 and over. So not bad for setting this foundation, and one delivery still to come in the power play.
Yes, 6 and a wicket from this over. Farouk and the Paks, they'll be happy with it. One ball to go though. Can Umer Farouk just finish it off well here? He'll be bowling to Gajnan Singh, who's a mighty experienced player. Represents the US as well at the international level. This Farouk just looks to make a few changes to his field against the left-hander.
Well, there's just a few discussions happening out in the middle between the batters and the umpire. And I think there's news of a car behind the bowler's arm, and I think, well, now the sun is out. It's reflecting off the car and bothering the batters. So if we can spot whoever that is. Well, how would you be feeling if you're the Windies at this point? You feel like a pretty good start, having been put into bat, a couple of days off. This is just the foundation they would have wanted to set.
Yeah, absolutely. 51, just the loss of that one wicket with Kevin Stout just going. But I think Windies, they'd be happy with it. Having lost the toss as well, being put into bat. And to be 51 for one end of the power play, I think this is quite an ideal spot for them. And we'll have a look at that batting card. Kevin Stout did well up front, had to depart though. But Aaron Johnson, Gurjanath Singh, if they can just look to build a partnership here in the middle overs, and then you have someone like a Jonathan Fu who can really attack. You have Jamar Hamilton. We all know the types of cameos he can play, how destructive he can be. Players to follow as well. Raj Nandan, he can bat. Hayden Walsh, we saw him a few days ago against the Afghans. So with the batting this Windies side has, I think this has really been a good start for them in the power play. And a nice base starting to be formed.
Yeah, it's interesting as well for this side. Obviously, they lost to the Indians earlier on in the tournament. Couldn't chase down 105, and that is just an absolute ripper, an absolute peach from Umar Farouk. That's how he picked up his first wicket, that of the opener. So just the one wicket to fall. Now it seems the owner of the car has been located, the car has been moved, and we're going to be back underway for play. The left-hander facing up, Gurjanath Singh. So Umar Farouk, the only man with a wicket so far. Sort of lack of foot movement, really, from Gurjanath Singh, but he sees out the delivery, and that closes out the power play.
And just looking at the toe of his bat there, as I think Gurjanath Singh, as he looked to just play that out, hit the toe as it went out to covers.
Now, you see Vijay there signalling the end of the power play. 51 coming from it and just the one wicket. So the power play definitely belonging to the Windies here. And we're going to have a change in tactic for the premium Paks, and it'll be Nicholson Ekwart with the ball. So turning to spin.
Yeah, we saw the Afghans yesterday having a primarily spin-heavy bowling attack. Weren't really able to get any wickets though. Paks will be hoping for something different today. That's a good delivery to start off, attacking there the stumps. Just defends it out, does Johnson. Nicholson now. Oh, and this time goes a bit shorter. He's hit it over the top. Racing away towards the boundary, and it's going to get there in the end as well. So Aaron Johnson with another boundary now. The power play may be over, but Johnson's attack is certainly still going.
Yeah, he moves on to 30 with that of just 19 deliveries. That run rate's still up just below 9, and they're going to want to keep it there. And the Windies, they're looking like they've come out this afternoon and they really mean business, and the Paks are going to have to do some thinking if they're going to try and stem this run flow. Well, a few arms went up. He went for the sweep, Aaron Johnson.
The umpire certainly not interested there in that one.
Well, that's chipped up in the air. Fielder coming round. And it's a diving effort, and he can't quite get there. Really good work out in the field to get there. Coming round from long on. Just couldn't quite make up the distance.
Yeah, almost just about got there. And they almost had that big wicketer Johnson, the set man. But Johnson survives for the time being. We'll have a look at that one again and just see as he trips it up. That fielder just not able to get there. Almost. An excellent effort it was nevertheless.
Well, it's full and it's dug out and spliced away for one, and that gets Gajnan Singh off the mark.
Just one more ball to now go in this Nicholson over. It's been a good one despite that boundary just going for the 6.
That's well kept out. Played off the back foot, Aaron Johnson. Well, 7 overs gone. Windies 58 for 1. The 7 coming off Ekwat's first over. And Umar Farouk taking off that sleeveless sweatshirt will continue. Picked up the first and only wicket so far today, that of the opener, Kevin Stout. He was going along nicely, motoring along the opening pair, but saw the back of him. Hasn't slowed Aaron Johnson. He's 32 off just 22 deliveries and has been joined by Gajnan Singh out in the middle, coming in at 3. So still continuing with spin now from one end, pace from the other.
Yeah, and it makes sense here to give Farouk that second over after he got that wicket in his first. Looking for another here. And a good delivery to start, just defends it back. Does Johnson.
Well, looks like Mohamed Irfan is just adjusting his field, bringing out extra cover out to the boundary. Deep mid-wicket, I should say. Out to the boundary. And we've got that left-hand, right-hand combo. It's right arm over from Umar Farouk. Short banged in. And they'll come through for one. It's good running. Gajnan Singh, he had to be quick.
Yeah, and Gajnan making it in the end there. Chance of a direct hit. Might have been close there, but Gajnan in the end making his ground. And I think we'll have a look at that chance again.
Well, direct hit, and he was gone.
Would have been very unfortunate for the Windies to lose Gajnan at this stage.
Banged in again, and that's well kept down from Gajnan Singh. Goes out to the man at deep mid-wicket, and it'll just be the one. So slowing this run scoring down.
Yeah,
Premium Paks, which is just what they needed to do at this point. They came absolutely flying out of the traps, the Windies openers. And now the brakes are on slightly.
That run rate dropping to just 8 and over now exactly.
Banged in again. clubbed on the pad. The keeper goes up. And no one does. No one else does. And you see that signal there with a leg by.
And perhaps just missing leg stump that delivery. But nevertheless, a really good over this has turned out to be. As we'll have a look at that one again. Yep, wrapped on the pads. That was in front of leg stump, but I think with the angle, maybe just sliding down. A good over this though from Farouk. And just the 3 runs.
Well, Gajnan Singh just not managing to time it quite as well as the other two we've seen out there today. He's going to rehearse the shot, which is what any good batter does. When you don't quite time it, I'll just rehearse it. I'll just rehearse it. This is what I was trying to do.
Yep, some shadow batting in there.
Well, long discussion going on while the bowler heads back to his long run-up, end of his run-up. Farouk to close out the 8th over. And that's a swing and a miss. All swing, no ding. Well, it's pretty tidy over in the end. Just the 3 runs coming off it. Umar Farouk, he's on for just 7 runs from his 2 overs and picked up that wicket. So the pick of the bowlers at the moment. At the end of 8, the premium Windies here at the glorious Musa Stadium in Pearland, 61 for 1. That run rate has dropped down below 8 now, just over 7.5. Nicholson Ekwart will continue with the ball. Almost picked up a wicket in his first over. It was an excellent effort coming round from long on. Fielder just needed a few extra yards, and it could have been the end of the danger man, Hamilton.
Nicholson continuing here, that first one. A swing and a miss there outside off. And to just back away, hit it through covers.
Yeah, slower flighted delivery. Really just tempting me into that one. Well, Aaron Johnston goes big and goes aerial and goes long, and it goes for 6.
Yeah, getting the connection on that occasion, Johnson, and with that, on to 39 he moves. Continuing his charge here is Aaron Johnson. And playing quite the innings here as the opener. As we have a look at that again, down on one knee. And deposits it out of the ground.
Well, I think the ball has just about been located. There's some keen cricketers out in the nets over there. For a minute, thought maybe they were under attack, but it was just the destruction of Aaron Johnson. 39 from 27 for the opener. Umpire's just going to have a look at the ball and check it's all right. Flicks it back to Ekwart. Again, goes big. Fielder thinks he might be in with a chance. It does land between 3 of them. And again, plugs, and they'll just come back for the 2.
A direct hit there as that ball ricochets off the stumps, looking for that overthrow. Was Gajnan Singh, won't get it though. So those couple of runs sends Johnson into the 40s.
Well, it's just skewed away by Johnson. I find this run up interesting from Ekwart. He almost stops before he delivers the ball. And yes, it's just a few paces. But there's a slight pause just as he's about to release.
Yeah, and I think that pause probably disrupts some of his momentum as well.
Well, that's just dug out again for the one. And they won't mind this, the Windies. Have Aaron Johnson on strike as much as they possibly can. He's the man into the 40s now. And already 9 off this over, 10 off it now. And that's run rate is back up over 8 again.
Final ball now from Nicholson in this over. Been a bit of an expensive one, but we'll see if he can just pull it back well here.
Full toss. Picks out the fielder, so just the one. Keeps Johnson on strike. He moves on to 43. Closes out the 9th over at the end of 9. The Premium Windies having been put into bat. The defending champions, 72 for 1. That run rate exactly 8. And the music's on. Music reverberating around the ground here on a glorious afternoon in Pearland. Well, I say glorious afternoon. Look at that for a view. We'll call it the Crimbo Limbo between Christmas and New Year. No one really knows what they're doing, where they are, and what's going on. But if there's somewhere you want to be, it's either watching, listening along to us, wherever you are in the world, welcome. Or you could even head on down to the ground if you are in the vicinity and at a loss for something to do between your Christmas and New Year. You've finished your leftovers, or you make yourself a leftover sandwich, get it in the bag. You've got to have the gravy layer in the middle and get down. Come and watch some cricket this afternoon. The Premium Paks taking on the Premium Windies.
And we're going to be on all week here, all week, all day, with 2 games today up until the finals on the 31st of December. New Year's Eve. And it seems Ariful Haq has been introduced into the attack, so another bowling change here we see now.
Well, it's right on the money from ball 1, Ariful Haq. They need to try and break this partnership. Gajan Singh has been starved of the strike, and that's absolutely fine by the Windies when Aaron Johnson is swinging like this. And choosing not to try and take on the fielders. And last thing they want is Johnson run out.
And Huck starting off his over with a couple of dot balls. Up against the set batsman here, Johnson, who steps down the track, goes aerial. Can he get the distance? No, put down. That should have been taken straight to the man there. And just popping out of his hands. That could be very catastrophic here for the Paks.
He's very angry with himself. It just seemed to hang in the air. And it's one of those, you know, when you almost have too long to think about it. It went up very high and he had time to settle himself under it. And just put it down and then misfielded again on the throw. Well, Johnson, it's not slowing him down. And that'll be one bounce out to long on. But that could prove very costly. Aaron Johnson in the 40s. He gives himself room, finds an edge. And it's come down almost with snow on it. And the fielder, he was set. He went hands under. Fires butt out there. And he's just put it down. And he rehearses that catch there. But it's too late now, mate. Aaron Johnson's still out there. And he's on 46.
For now, though, with that single, it's going to be Gajanan Singh on strike, the left-hander. Who's just going to hit this one back down the ground. Pick up a single, gets Johnson back on strike.
Well, what a difference that could have made. How costly is that going to prove, that drop? Well, this is just not what he needed. A drop catch, or had a chance of a wicket, should have had the wicket, and now it's a no ball, and it's a free hit, and it's that man, Aaron Johnson, on strike with a half century in his sights. Well, that will be the half century. Bish, bash, bosh, have some of that. You miss, I hit. Aaron Johnson is absolutely flying.
Oh, what a shot that was. I think that's got to be one of the biggest sixes we've seen. Not only today, but perhaps in this tournament till now.
Well, I think Aaron Johnson took it personally that there was a car in his eye line, and he's actually aiming for that car that was reflecting at him earlier. And you know what? It had such distance on it. Just gave himself room. Didn't even look like he had to swing that hard. All timing. And over that sight screen. And I'd be worried if my car was parked out there. Well, he moves on to 52 from just 35. That was his fourth six already.
Yeah, we've got a couple of cameramen sitting on top of that side screen, though.
Four sixes and 2 4s already, striking at nearly 150. Aaron Johnson. Well, 150 could well be on for the Windies if they continue this way. That run rate just under 8.5. Final delivery of the 10th. Well, the full toss finishes the over with a dot. So 10 overs gone. The end of 10, they're just the 1 wicket down.
And it seems we're also just going to have a short drinks break here as well.
Well, actually, in all that quiet confusion, that brought about the end of Aaron Johnson. There was hardly any celebration from the Paks. No one really knew what was going on, ourselves included. Apologies for that, but that's brought around the end of Aaron Johnson. He almost went once in the over. He stayed around. He then launched the ball into the car park, and he has been clean bowled with the final delivery of the over. So 10 overs gone. The Windies 83 for 2. And we're going to have a quick drinks break now. I'll be back in just a moment.
लेफ्टी या लेफ्टी पीछे
Well, the end of Aaron Johnson brings Jonathan Fu to the middle. And the Paks will be hoping it brings a slowing in the scoring rate, because 83 for 2, the score after 10. So another 10 overs and still 8 wickets up their sleeve. End of the 10th over. So Jonathan Fu will be watching along from the non-strikers. Gajnan Singh yet to find his timing yet this morning. This afternoon, apologies.
Oh, very well bowled.
Yeah, that one just hit out towards the man in the deep, and with that single, Jonathan Fu now on to strike to face his first delivery of the day. Jonathan Fu, quite a versatile player. He can look to rotate strike. He's got the big hits. This one a bit low, just hits it out towards deep mid wicket. Getting off the mark with that.
But he's gone for the swing. He's not quite timed it or placed it where he wanted to. It'll just be one. There's a fielder out there at point, deep point on the boundary. So this is just the slowing that they would have wanted. But good rotation of strike between these two. Complete contrast to the power hitting of Johnson before he went for 52 clean bowled. The last ball of the 10th over.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if the Windies can really just stick to that run rate which they've had.
Well, it's something they have really struggled with in the tournament. In the middle overs, they get sort of weighed down slightly, start trudging through custard somewhat with their run scoring. And they don't want to slow down that. They started so positively and explosively, and they don't want to just poke and prod it around. Because yes, 88 on the board after almost 11 overs, but at one point it did look like that 150 could be on. Well, that's going to help it. There is a fielder, comes round, one bounce, 4, made a lovely noise off the bat. But still just the one run, so tidy over this. Just 6 coming off it, all in singles. At the end of 11, the Windies 89 for 2. Well, dealing in singles in the 11th sounds like my dating life. Gajlan Singh on to 7 of 10. And Jonathan Fu run a ball 3. Well, players out there in the nets. Nothing like getting to play some cricket while watching it at the same time. I think perhaps the safest place to be when Johnson was hitting. You've got a net around you. You're going to be okay.
I think he did hit one in that direction.
Well, Araful Hack back on. He was the man to see the back of Johnson. And they're going to push for 2. You can hear the chants of go, go from the Windies dugout to our left in the commentary box here at the Massey Ranch end. And they know that pushing for those 2s put that pressure on the fielders.
Massey Ranch end. Wonder how that got its name.
Well, I'm going to assume the Massey Ranch is somewhere up this end. That's my guess. It's the name of the road, I think. And that's nicely played away just for 1. And then the other end, Pearland. And somewhere in the distance, perhaps Barbieland. I think Sugarland is over sort of that way to our left somewhere.
Maybe past the Massey Ranch somewhere.
Past the Massey Ranch, you go past the twirly whirly candy canes if you're Buddy the Elf. You reach Sugarland, and that's where Aaron Johnson was trying to hit the ball to earlier. Full and well dug out. It'll just be 1 again.
8 runs he scored. As that's just going to be guided through, out to backward point. And just a single they'll get.
Yeah, they had to be quick, but in the end, a very wayward throw. Remember that Premium Paks won the toss and they elected to have a bowl. Early on, they would have been slightly worried about that choice because the two openers were having a swing, especially Aaron Johnson made his first half century of the tournament. And Gajnan Singh and Jonathan Fu are both struggling for timing. Seems to just moved slightly away on him. He's got one hand on the bat. And applause from the keeper. Well, that's gone up in the air. And if anyone was going to reach it, it would have been Irfan, but it's gone even over his head and catapulted, clattered into the hoardings beyond the boundary rope. And that's broken the shackles. And that is 6 to Gajnan Singh.
And with that, the 100 as well coming up for the Windies. 100 for 2 at the 12 over mark. It was going to be a pretty good over by Huck. Had just gone for the 5 up until that maximum. As Gajnan Singh sees that fuller ball, deposits it over Irfan. If you're hitting it over Irfan, who's at the boundary, that has got to be going a long way back.
I think for a moment he thought he might be in the game. But even he needed another foot of height. So the 100 up inside 12 overs. So being put into bat. So 8 overs to see what they can do out in the sunshine here at the Musa Stadium in Houston, Texas. Clubbed on the legs and the finger goes up. Looking to work it into the leg side. Well, Ekwat, he has his first.
I think that's Jonathan Fool after depart. Trapped straight in front of the stumps there. And another wicket falling here for the Windies. Looking to just play that off the back foot. His back leg pinned in front of the middle stump. And really can't be much more plumb than that.
Well, he goes for a runner ball 7. And the Windies lose another.
And it's Jamar Hamilton, the new man in, number 44. He can be very destructive as well. Not a bad stage for him to come in here. 8 overs to go. He's got some time to get set. Then he can start teeing off after that, as he likes to do. Gajnan Singh still going strong at the other end. Just over a run a ball there for his 14.
So 3 wickets down, the 100 on the board. And El Capitano, captain from the first few games, Jamar Hamilton, out in the middle. Well, he obviously doesn't think it's that warm. He's gone long sleeves and sweater vest.
A good thing he wasn't here for the past couple of days, because it was freezing out there with that cloud cover.
Well, Ekwat with his first of the day, first ball of his 4th over. So then he'll be closed out after this one. Well, that's gone through everything. had to give chase, and that's gone for 4. Well, bonus 4 really.
Yeah, an outside edge that was. No one back there. Man from inside the circle having to chase it down. Unsuccessful in the end.
Well, Jamar Hamilton opens his account with the boundary. And that's 4. That's nicely dug out. Played along the ground. Again, just the one fielder coming in off the boundary. So 5 in the wicket from this over so far. Nicholson Ekwart, he's got 2 deliveries left of his 4 overs today. The right armour coming round the wicket to the left-hander. Looked like they were thinking about putting pressure on the throw, but they'll settle for just the 1. Score moves on to 105.
And this has been a nice spell here from Nicholson. 1 ball to go now. Just gone for the 30s. Picked up a wicket as well.
Again, just skewed away, end of the over with another single. So the wicket and 7 runs coming from that, the 13th over. So Nicholson Ekwart, even mixing my first names and surnames, Nicholson Ekwart, he's bowled out. He finishes with 1 for 31, was unlucky, almost had a second early on, but 13 overs down, the Windies 107 for 3. Gajlan Singh looked like he's trying to accelerate here. He's striking at just over 100. And his captain, Hamilton, out there in the middle, keeping him company. Well, 7 overs still to come. What do you reckon the Windies will be looking at as a sort of par target here?
Well, I think from here, Windies should be able to get to at least 150, possibly 160-ish. 160, 170 till. I think somewhere between 160, 170 is where they'll be aiming for. Especially if one of these guys can stay till the end, really get going. Then that score, or even more than that, could really be on the cards.
Well, that will help it. Although fielder coming round, he's not got a hold of it, and the fielder takes the catch out on the boundary. That is Fayaz Butt out there, makes absolutely no mistake. And Hamilton looks at the toe of his bat, looks at the floor, and looks at the dugout, because that's where he's heading back to. He goes trying to inject some pace back into his innings. He goes for 6 from 5, and the Windies, they lose their 4th.
Yeah, Nakash now, first ball of his second over, he strikes. And that is a big wicket, the Windies captain, Jamar Hamilton, having to walk back. Another fuller delivery there, ends up hitting it straight to the man. Out at long off. And a good catch taken that. We've seen a few opportunities, we've seen some tough chances which haven't been taken. This one though is Fayaz Butt. Dropped a catch earlier. He's taken this one though. Redeems himself. As the new man walks in, Hayden Walsh.
Well, he's not walking, he's running. He's excited to get back out there. If he continues the same way he did the other day, we could be in for some fireworks. Good to see that he's been fetched from the field and he's back on the cricket field rather than somewhere out in the wilderness. He's had a couple of days to calm down after that nail-biter of a finish where they lost to the Afghans by just the 1 run. He so nearly saw them home. And he comes in at 6. Well, he's up and running straight away.
So promotion up the order here for Walsh. Came in at number 10 in that game against the Afghans. And after that innings, now he's in at number 6.
Yeah, they have tinkered around with their batting lineup somewhat throughout this series. The Windies, we saw Javon Sills score big early on in the tournament, and he's, well, yet to be seen yet, so he can't be any higher than 7. That's a lovely strike. Good work by Ryan Scott coming round from long on. Well, interestingly, 2 left-handed batters out in the middle. And left-handed bowler. Left-armed bowler, and that just finds the edge.
Yeah, still rushing across for another single there. Gets Gajanan back on strike. But at this stage now, 4 down, they've lost a couple of wickets in quick succession. How do you think the Windies should really look to play these next couple of overs moving into the death?
Well, that's one way to do it. Take on the bowling. They can't afford to just sort of poke it around. Yes, that's only resulted in 1, but then you've got the bowlers thinking and trying to adjust their line, adjust their lengths. They can't just hang back and just do it in ones. They're 111, yes, on the board, but there's no point just dealing in singles because they got off to such an explosive start. They can't afford to just slow down and rely on that at the beginning because it would have given the Paks the idea that this is a good wicket for batting today. And sort of 120 isn't enough. And that's put down. It was flicked fast to the man behind square. And he gets an applause from the bowler for just getting something on it. And at the end of that over, the wicket and the 5 runs coming from it. 14 overs down. Windies 112 for 4. Well, music's playing. The wind is blowing somewhat again here. I think that's something we're used to. But talking of the Windies, well, the wind was in the sails for Aaron Johnson. He was absolutely soaring. 52 from 36 for him. And that run rate just coming down to around 8. With another 6 overs still to go. They got off to an absolute flyer. They can't afford to slow this down too much because we have seen 150 in this tournament already. And that could be on if they continue trying to aggress. And Tala Khan will be taking the ball back to spin.
Another bowler here introduced by the Paks. He'll be bowling to Hayden Walsh. Just dropped that last ball that previous over. It was a tough chance.
Well, he's got to make up a lot of ground here, Tala Khan. Does well to restrict it to the single. That fielder is right out on the boundary, so fielding off his own bowling. Does well. Goes for the sweep shot, man out there. Comes in, cuts it off again, just 1.
Direct hit as well at the stumps, but the batsman well in.
Well, just the 2 singles to kick things off for Tala Khan.
That one driven, but straight to the man now. And I think one of these two at least has got to start taking some risks here.
Yeah, still 6 wickets in hand, just over 5 overs remaining. And that run rate dropping. Again, just the single to the total. They need someone to play the aggressive role while the other anchors that innings. And it looks like Gajnan Singh, that's what he has been trying to do, but he's only going up 18 off 17. He faces up now against the spinner. It's full toss. Well, that's been given the treatment. Ryan Scott for a moment thought he was in with a chance, but that's almost into the field that Hayden Walsh claimed as his own the other day. And that is 6, and that is the injection of pace they needed into this innings.
Yeah, perhaps something which can really change the way the Windies innings has been going for the past few overs. Maybe just something to get Gajnan Singh going here. Not a good delivery by any means there from Khan, and gets its treatment there deposited over deep mid-wicket.
Again, full toss, and that one's 4. Well, we said that someone needed to take this on and be aggressive, and that is just what Gajnan Singh is doing. He's been helped by some poor bowling at the end of that over. It was tight until then, but 10 coming off the final 2 deliveries. So 15 overs gone, the Windies having been put into bat 125 for 4. Well, who is the captain going to turn to now? It looks like we're going to continue with pace from one end, spin from the other. The 2 left-handed batters out in the middle. And Gajnan Singh on the charge. We've already seen 2 overs from Nakash Basharat, picking up that 1 wicket. 18 he's gone for, so he's got another 2 up his sleeve. And Hayden Walsh Jr. faces up. And they won't mind that. Gajnan seeing it well now, get him back on strike.
Yeah, Gajnan on a couple of good hits there towards the end of that last over. Really giving the Windies camp something to cheer about, as it's been a slow couple of past few overs. This time steps down. Oh, and he's kicked that away from the stumps. There's an appeal there for obstruction. Amazing presence of mind and reactions there from Gajnan Singh though.
And also, what a strike. Get him in my 5-a-side team any day. Even rehearses it. Bowled him. Well, he didn't have him the previous delivery, and this time there is absolutely no doubt. Bails in all directions. Gajnan Singh looking to go back over the head of Nakash, and he misses it completely. Sees his stump splayed, his bails flying, and he's on his way back.
Yeah, coming back into him, that one hits middle and off, and Gajnan Singh disappointed, but he'll have to walk back.
Well, he goes for a well-made 28 from 21, hitting those 2 big 6s, striking at over 130. And that does bring Javon Sells out to the middle. A half century to his name in the first game of the tournament, where the Windies took down the Premium Americans on day 1 of Season 2, the American Premier League, here from Pearland in Houston, Texas. Well, they don't want to let this slow them down. 5 wickets down, and it was the man who was on the charge who is now back in the hutch. This is just a bowler's dream. Nips back in, middle and off as Singh drops his hand in despair.
With 4.5 overs to go here, as Joan Seals comes in. He won't have too much time to just settle in there. He's got an over or so, but after that, he'll really have to start looking for those big hits. Oh, that's an excellent delivery to start off, beating him just past the outside edge that goes.
Well, that wicket seems to have really put the smoke up him. He's finding that extra yard of pace, beating Sills for pace there. Chipped up in the air. It's going to land safe. It'll just be 1, but it gets Sills off the mark.
Hayden Walsh now back on strike. He'll also be looking for some of those aerial shots, trying to find the boundary. Hasn't done so today. As he faces the last ball here of the 16th. It's just going to guide that away out towards the man it covers there at the 30-yard circle to finish the over off. And a good over this has been for the Paks side, a wicket and just the 3 runs from it after 16. 128 for 5 here are the Windies with 4 overs remaining.
Well, that 150 still on, 4 overs in hand, 128 on the board. 3 up the top, the ones to hit the double figures, but these two can both bat and they can both hit big. We've seen it from both of them so far in this tournament. So someone needs to decide that they're going to take on the bowling. The pace from both ends now. Just the 3 extras. It's been tight that from the premium Paks. And fires, but not yet picked up a wicket, taken a catch, dropped a catch, and just the 12 runs off his 2 overs. He's got 2 up his sleeve still. He's coming in from the Pearland end. And Hayden Walsh facing up. Well, he thinks he struck him on the pad. It sounded slightly woody to me, but just wait for that umpire signal. Yeah, and that's runs.
Yeah, trying something a bit unorthodox there was Hayden Walsh. Moved across onto the offside, just kind of looking to scoop it over. Not getting it off the middle by any means.
Well, just bringing the man in at short third. Playing for that edge, perhaps. And that's good quick running. You have to be fast. Direct hit again. But he was well home.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few direct hits here today from the Paks. None of them resulting in a run out, but some quite accurate throws on show today.
We've seen a fair few direct hits throughout the tournament, actually. Been really impressed by that work in the field from all the teams.
One-handed pick up and throw that.
Well,
Really
actually, that was very lazy. I was talking about it earlier. The one thing, you got to ground that bat. And he was lucky because he didn't. He just sort of jogged over the line and was lucky that he was in. But it was a lot closer than it should have been.
Yeah, there we go. Bat in the air, foot in the air. Just about makes it in though.
Well, this really has been slowed down now. 16 and a half overs gone. 131 on the board. And you would still say it's below what they would be hoping. So that 150 is in sight. That's good bowling. Well dug out. And actually well backed up in the end. Almost chance of a run through, and they do. Well, that's sloppy in the field from the premium Paks.
Yeah, it's been an interesting day here in the field for the premium Paks. We were just talking about how many direct hits they've gotten. But then on the other hand, you've also seen some dropped catches, you've seen misfields, you've seen overthrows such as that occasion.
It's unnecessary runs that you just can't afford to leak when there's already 132 on the board and you're still inside 17 overs. Shorter, nice straight bat from Hayden Walsh.
And a good over this is turning out to be. The 17th into the death overs, just gone for 5.
Well, Fires Butt also still has another up his sleeve after this, and he'd be a fool not to bowl him out. One of the pick of the bowlers today. Yes, he's not picked up a wicket, but he's been more economical than a number of them. The captain at the top was expensive. And that's dug out, and we'll finish the over with another single as Sales retains strike. 17 overs gone. The premium Windies having been put into bat 134 for 5. 3 overs still to go. Glorious day here. Perhaps not if you're Mohamed Irfan with ball in hand. But 2 wickets for Nakash Ali. And 1 apiece for Farouk Ekwat and Ariful Haq. Ekwat bowled out 1 for 31 from his 4. And again, I'm going to mention it's been really impressive with the extras. Just the 3 extras added to that total. Well, they are quite behind on that over rate, so the penalty will start now. They'll have to bring a man in. Premium Paks not getting through their overs fast enough, facing that penalty. Just flicked away and just past the field, and it's going to slow up enough. The bowler can't believe it.
Yeah, yet another misfield now we see there from the Paks, who've been underwhelming there today in the field. So Nakash Ali here bowling out his fourth and final over. Well, that's gone up in the air. Looking to sweep it across.
Well, he's also been impressive today, Nakash Ali, picking up the 2 wickets, gone for just 24 runs. But those 2 wickets were key. And the run scoring was coming in all directions. This off the pad. Well, some kind of bat on it. Runs given. Well, adjustment of the field. The man at long off comes in and the man at deep mid-wicket goes out. Use of the feet, and that's gone very high in the air. Well, that man that's just been sent out has had to come in, and he's almost taken, and he's dropped it. That's another wicket down, and Hayden Walsh Jr. is playing with fire, and Talakan puts it down.
Almost another wicket there. An excellent effort that was running in, got there almost, but just not able to hold on in the end. Went a long way up to that ball. Oh, and yep, falling well short of the diving Talakan. And this one, it's straight back to the bowler. A bit of a ricochet off his arm. And picking up another single here are the 2 batters.
Well, that pushes the Windies to 140. Still just over 2 overs still to go. I think sort of a chance for these two now. It's a time that they can start sort of swinging freely. Just over 2 overs still to go. They've already got 140 on the board and 5 wickets in hand. The fielder is in. We've got that fielding restriction due to slow over rate. Well, talking of swinging, it's going to fall short of the 2 fielders up at long on and long off. But taking the aggressive route.
Yeah, 7 runs from this over till now with that ball to go. And Windies at 141. They could get to that 160 mark. Should quite easily make it to 150.
Well, highest score of the tournament so far has been 156, scored twice in this tournament. And that's been given some welly, but along the ground, and again a misfield. And there's a mix-up in the middle as well. They're looking to come back for 2. The throw is poor. And the throw is so poor that they actually make it 3. That's unforgivable from the premium Paks, leaking unnecessary runs. And Ryan Scott hangs his head in shame.
What should have just been a single ends up being 3 runs there to the Windies to finish the over off.
That means 10 coming from that over, so 2 still to come. Windies 144 for 5. And that bowls out Nakash Ali. 4 overs, 2 wickets for 31 for him. Well, Hayden Walsh quietly going about his business, 16 from 14. He has tried to get a hold of it, not quite timing it like he might fancy. He's got another 2 overs to play with alongside Sales, going along at a runnable 8. And it's going to be pace coming from the Pearland end. Well, he's gone for the innovation, but he did move very early, and he struck on the pad. Finger goes up. And that is just what they needed as it come towards the end of this innings. What a start to the 19th over. Hayden Walsh has to go.
Yeah, we saw him try that scoop shot on a couple of occasions. Gajanan Singh as well, when he was in, he was also trying it. As you said, they're moving across very early. Trapped plumb in front there, and Hayden Walsh, he'll have to walk back 16 from 15 for him. Just over a run a ball as Ariful Haq now picks up his second wicket. And the Windies 6 down now for 144 with 11 deliveries to go in the innings.
Well, this is what the premium Paks want at the end. They know he can be destructive. He tried to do something a little different. It didn't pay off. And with a wicket also means a dot ball. He went very early, got himself down in that wide squat position and sort of wafted at it and left his leg plumb in front of the stumps, and off he went. Well, just under 2 overs to go, 144 the score on the board. Definitely feel that would be defendable, but there's 10 runs at least sitting out there somewhere. And Terence Hines is now right-hand, left-hand combination again. And he won't mind getting Seals back on strike. And Hines is off the mark straight away, as 1 to the total. So remember, the premium Paks won the toss and elected to have a bowl. It didn't seem like the right decision at the beginning when the openers were absolutely firing. Slowed it down a little bit in the middle. The acceleration started up again, but these wickets up towards the end, putting the stoppers on it slightly. Short ball clubbed into the leg side. There's a fielder out at deep mid wicket, so it'll just cut it out and be the one. And again, poor, really poor this in the field from the premium Paks. And that's going to be another 2 extra runs, unnecessary. The overthrow and then the power throw, neither of which were needed. So it's 3 instead of 1 from that delivery. And the Windies will just be rubbing their hands together at these 3 runs.
Yeah, and this could really make the difference here between a win and a loss for the Paks. We saw it with extras yesterday for the Americans, 35 extras. And Paks, well, they've been good on extras, not as much on this, as this one's clubbed down the ground. And it's going to go over the boundary as well. So Terence ends now with his first boundary, knowing he's coming in with just less than 2 overs to go. He's going to start to
talk about stand and deliver. This is power hitting. Boof, straight back over the bowler's head. There was no chance anyone was stopping that. All you got to do is fetch it. Shorter, up in the air, finds the edge. That's good work out in the field. Have to be quick, and he's not got the dive in, not got down to it, and that's back-to-back boundaries. Well, this over is proving to be very expensive. Already 12 from it. Yes, the wicket off the first ball, but that doesn't seem to have caused any problems. Down to 156, currently equal with the highest score of the tournament so far, and still 7 legitimate deliveries to come.
7 balls to go here. Windies, can they get to that 170 mark now? 150 they've already crossed, 160 in reach.
Well, final delivery of this 19th over. That's full and it's dug out. It's up in the air. It's going to land safe. And they'll finish it out with 1. And that brings them on to 157 after 19 overs. The highest score of Season 2 of this American Premier League so far. 1 over still to come. Remember, we're a man in because of those fielding restrictions behind the over rate in the premium Paks. An over still to come. 156 on the board. And that 170 could well be on.
Yeah, indeed, 13 runs and a wicket coming from that penultimate over. And Terence Hines comes in 10 off 4, 2 boundaries he's already hit. And providing quite the finish which the Windies would have been looking for.
Well, there's still runs out there to be had. The Premium Paks, they've got a lot of thinking to do. This fielding has really let them down today. Yes, not a lot of extras been bowled, but extras coming in all other ways. So Umar Farouk to finish things out with his third. He's picked up a wicket already and just gone for the 7 runs from 2 overs. Well, that's gone up in the air, and that's about to take out the window of our commentary box. That has gone absolutely miles.
I think it's gone past our commentary box. Terence Hines continuing his attack here, this time against Umar Faruqi. And his first maximum of the day. A bit short that. Heaved it away and goes well over long on.
Well, the 160 is up, 163, 5 deliveries still to come. Terence Hines is on a mission to take out as many windows and cars as he possibly can.
Almost had one there.
Comes down the wicket early, and he's done for pace. Just swings through it and misses.
Looking for a similar hit as that last delivery. But Faruqi there, smart going fuller. And coming back in to the right-hander as well. Interesting decision that Fayaz Butt, 3 overs, none for 18. He isn't going to bowl out. This time aerial over the top. And that's not going to reach the boundary. Thought he had it initially once he got it over the infield. And some good running as well as they come back.
Well, that's what you've got to do in this final over. Put the pressure on the fielder, scamper back for the extra. Impressive performance this from the Windies today. Does well to give himself room, but again, plugs. So 3 to come. The full toss, he does well to not get hit in the stomach.
Another couple of runs added on to the tally, 167 now. 3 away from the 170 mark, 2 balls to go. And what a cameo this has been, 20 from just 8 deliveries. A 250 strike rate here.
Short, up in the air, top edge, fielder calls it. And finally, or not, I spoke too soon, another one goes down for the Premium Paks. Well, it'll be naughty boy nets, as my mother would say, for these boys later. The Premium Paks, they have been, well, abysmal in the field at times today.
Yeah, that one going straight up as well. Not getting underneath it, didn't judge it right. Had all the time in the world there.
Final delivery of this innings. And it's dispatched. 1 bounce 4. It brings up the 170. 172 is what the Windies make in their 20 overs. Well, Javon Seals, he played a good cameo at the end there, along with Terence Hines. 21 from 9 for him. That was an expensive over, 15 coming off the final over, and that is a mighty target that they have put down. Well, talking of put down, the Premium Paks players put down lots of catches, and they were poor in the field, and that's contributed to that huge target they now have to try and chase. 172 for 6 the Windies make after being put into bat. They're 20 overs, and that is a team who are going to have to come out flying out of the traps if they're going to look to try and chase this down.
Indeed, 173 to win here for the Paks after they won the toss, decided to bowl first. Don't think this is quite what they had in mind. So just run you through that scorecard there. Kevin Stout at the top, 24. Aaron Johnson, the half centurion, 52 from 36. What a start he provided. Gajanan Singh, 28. A couple of single-digit scores, and then that finish there. Javan Seals, 15, not out from just 10, and Terrence Hines, 21 not out from just 9 deliveries.
Well, 2 wickets apiece for Basharat and Araful Haq, but it was a difficult day. They might have picked up wickets, but expensive. 35 off his 3 overs, Haq. Mohammad Irfan up the top. Well, that was when the foundation really was set. He came in, he opened, went for 20 from just 2 overs. Fires, but unlucky not to have a wicket. So catches put down, but that's what really needs to be thought about. Yes, that extras column just says 3, but if you look at the fielding extras, catches put down, overthrows after overthrows. And they now have a huge target they've got to try and chase down. Well, 178 is what the Windies made after being put into bat, and we will see how the Paks can chase this down after a quick break. Do not go anywhere, because this needs to be explosive. Hello, welcome back to the Moosa Stadium here in Pearland, Houston, Texas, where we have seen a batting masterclass, a team batting masterclass from the defending champions, the Windies. And they racked up a whopping 178 from their 20 overs, helped, yes, by some poor work in the field by the premium Paks. Well, the premium Paks have got to try and make up for that with the bat. Now, they won the toss, elected to bowl, and did not vindicate it. There's a huge chase on their hands. They're going to have to get off to an explosive start, reminiscent of what the Windies managed just an hour ago. Well, that team there, they look pretty confident. If you could have heard them just a minute ago as they came off, they feel they're right in this game. Defending champions, or they look like champions the way they've already played today. In the sunshine here in Houston, all of the glasses are on and they look pretty chill, pretty relaxed, laid back, and they know that they take some early wickets here. This game is in their hands. 178 on the board. The umpires heading out to the middle. Glorious day here, wind blustering around the Moosa Stadium. Well, the premium Paks were yet to see their openers appear, but they'll have had to have a pretty strong talking to, because they know that they gave away free runs like it was candy at Halloween. And the Windies, they are very much on top in this game. They'd be favourites to win this. They look confident. They stride out to the middle as a team. The men in maroon looking happy. Well, waiting for those premium Paks, opening batters. And they know that they've got a job to do. The umpire is wafting his hand at them, telling them to get a wriggle on. I mean, I'd be scared to head out too, knowing that you haven't got time to back yourself in here. You're going to have to swing hard, swing early, rotate that strike, and take advantage of the power play. Well, that man in the middle there, Raj Nanan, in the mighty fine pair of specs. Well, we've seen him with the ball in hand this tournament. Player of the match. Just 2 games ago, he's been spinning a web, the leg spinner. Spin has been king in this tournament so far. Well, that's a happy-looking man. Mr. Hamilton, he'll be behind the stumps with another snazzy pair of sunglasses. We can see the premium Paks batters just coming out to the middle, gloves being adjusted, helmets going on, and they know they've got a job to do. Glorious day here. A good day for batting. The sun's out. But it's going to need to be a good day if they're going to chase down 178. By far the highest score of the tournament so far. To date, it had been 156 scored twice. Well, now 178 is that target. They've got 20 overs to try and do it in. And that's a big ask. Well, here they come. 2 titans, 2 gladiators heading out to the middle. Ryan Scott and Nicholson Ewart. They head to the middle. And it looks like Raj Nanan is out there measuring his run up. So we'll be starting with spin for the Windies, mixing it up from the premium Paks innings. He's been right on form, right on song with the ball in hand. And if he can pick up an early wicket, this game could be finished very quickly. Happy to stay. I'm still joined by Jay alongside me. Jay, what a batting masterclass we saw from a team effort from the Windies.
Absolutely. They started off really well, slowed down a bit to in those middle overs, as we've seen him do throughout this tournament, but then at that back end, finishing the innings off with a flourish to get to that 172 mark. And this opening partnership here for the Paks, a new opening partnership they've got. They've played 3 games. Well, they've technically played 5, but 2 washouts. So 3 games, 3 different opening combinations here.
Yeah, that's a sign of a team who just haven't settled like they might have wanted to. They've mixed it up. Who opens the bowling? Who opens the batting? Well, opening the bowling for the Windies will be that man on your screen, Raj Nanan, in what looks somewhat like scuba diving goggles, if you ask me, those sunglasses. But you know what? When you're performing, you can dress however you like. And he has performed wonderfully so well so far this tournament. Well, that target, 173. And the umpire has a look around. Thumbs up. Rajnanan waits at the top of his mark. Nicholson, Ewart facing up for the first delivery, and we have play. Attacking field straight up. Slip in from ball 1. And the appeal, he's struck on the pad. Rajnanan thinks he's got him first ball. Umpire says no.
Yeah, and the batsman himself as well, signaling that it was just going down. Though I doubt that's a good measure by any means. The batter himself saying if he's out or not.
Well, the Paks are up and running. There's that target. 173. Absolutely whopping.
Now, in the 2 games the Paks have played, with the bat in hand, they've had 2 very contrasting experiences. In one game, they got bowled out for just 101. In the other, they chased down 98 in just 6.2 overs without losing a wicket.
Well, they're not going to do it like that. 172 of 117. There is no denying that is a hefty target. And the left-hander facing up, yet to get off the mark. And again picks out the fielder. Well, what really surprised me was how poor they were in the field today, the premium Paks. Only 3 extras coming from the bowlers, but balls flying in all directions. Sometimes what should have been a single turned into a 3 at multiple opportunities. Drop catches, missed chances. Well, that'll make a dent in the run chase. Ryan Scott says, I'll have some of that, and launches it for 6.
What a way to get off the mark here for Ryan Scott with a maximum. We all know that he's a power hitter. He likes to hit those big shots early on as an opener, and that's exactly what he's looking to do here. Was turning out to be a pretty good over up until that point. Had just gone for the single. Now a maximum. Final ball of the first.
That's a really good recovery from Nanan. So 7 coming off the opening over. 166 more needed. Ryan Scott, well, he knows there's a job to be done here, and he does play in that destructive batting way, and he's going to need to be firing on all cylinders with that today if they're going to make a dent in this and hope to try and chase it down. That was how it ended. That cameo at the end from Searles and Hines really pushed them up to that 172 in their 20 overs. That man, Aaron Johnson, who set the foundation up at the top. 52 of just 38 deliveries before he was clean bowled to close out the 10th over. And what a view that is. The only ground around.
You can still see some sand out there in the outfield, which was put out there to try and dry the outfield up yesterday.
Well, Terence Hines, he had a pretty good day with the bat, and he's now got ball in hand, so pace from one end, spin at the other. That's nicely played off the back foot
Terrence Hines definitely did his job with the bat in hand earlier today. Now with the ball here, looking to get an early breakthrough. Put the Paks on the back foot from the get-go.
An aborted run-up for Terrence Hines. That's the view the left-hander has as the pacer comes in at him.
And that's it fantastically there from Ryan Scott, as he picks up a maximum there over the offside that. And another one going over the boundary for him. So just trying to get the Paks off to a quick start here as Ryan Scott, as they've already moved on to 14 for no loss. Sliced it over the top of the infield and over the boundary as well. He goes again. Past the man in the infield, racing away, won't quite reach the boundary. As they come back for a couple of runs to the two batsmen.
Well, Ryan Scott, he moves on to 14 off just 6, and this is what they need at the top of this innings. Already 9 coming from this over. We're ahead of that run rate. Fuller and his dugout. The fielder will give chase. It's slow, the outfield still.
Lovely.
And this time wrapped on the pads. Huge appeal there from the Windies. The umpire not interested though. Hands on heads there for the bowler. And the Windies really thought they had him. Seemed to perhaps been going down leg there. You can see all 3 stumps.
Well, that would have been the breakthrough they needed. They'll take either of these at the moment. Ryan Scott, he really is the man they want rid of. But an expensive over, already 11 coming from it, and still the one to come. Mother's meeting in the middle between the two openers. They know they're ahead of that required run rate, up pushing towards 10. But they can't take their foot off the accelerator at any point, because that 173 is a hefty, hefty target. Open up. What they can try and do is sort of score boundaries, open up the over, release a little bit of pressure, find the boundary, and then they can rock it over with singles and twos from there. Short, and that's up in the air. Fielder calls it. Takes the catch. Easy as you like. Well, that is the end of Ryan Scott. And what a blow that is for the premium Paks. And what a bonus wicket that is for Terrence Hines. Expensive over, and he closes it out with the priceless wicket of the dangerous Ryan Scott.
And Terrence Hines today making all the difference here for the Windies. First with the bat, and now gets the danger man. Ryan Scott having to walk back. A huge wicket, short ball, hits the top edge of the bat, went straight up in the air a long way. And a good catch taken. So 15 off 8 there for Ryan Scott. A couple of maximums, but he'll have to walk back. And the first wicket now down for the premium Paks.
Yeah, that's the one they wanted. They won't mind that it was an expensive over if it saw the back of Ryan Scott. 18 for 1 after 2 overs. That target 173. And that brings Zishan Ashraf out to the middle. Just finishing a munch on something as he heads out. Going to need all the energy he can get if he's going to help make a dent in this run chase. He'll be watching on from the non-strikers. That was the end of the second over. So Nicholson Ewart facing up. Been starved somewhat of the strike so far. Just faced the 4 deliveries for his 3 runs. It looked like it was turning into the Ryan Scott show at a time, but easy as you like in the end. The catch taken by the big bucket hands of Javon Sills. Slip in again for Nanan.
And it seems he's got him there, Raj Nanan. First ball and he strikes. And so another one now down. And this time it's Eckwood who'll have to walk back.
Well, that's both openers now back in the hutch. Raj Nanan, not even the celebration. The under edge takes out his stumps and he can't believe it. Hands on his knees, he bends over in desperation. But he made 3 from 5 and he's got to go now. And there's 2 new batters yet to face now out in the middle. And this mountain is turning from Snowdonia into Everest.
Raj Nanan there with yet another early wicket. As we're so used to him taking that early wicket, getting his side to a good start there in the power play, and he's done it once again. So 18 for 2 now the Paks. Ryan Scott looked to get the Paks off to a good start, but these 2 wickets now in 2 balls is really hurting the side.
Well, Honey Gori comes out to the middle. And this is already proving to be sticky for the premium Paks.
Perhaps Honey Gori can just add some sweetness in there for the Paks.
Well, he'll be buzzing if they can, and they'll be buzzing if that's a wicket, but it's not. The appeal went up from Nanan. Thought he potentially had 2 in 2 there. Just got him on the back foot, above the knee roll, and perhaps going down leg. And again, the batter waving at the umpire to say no. And just stuck back in his crease. Well, they won't mind this, the Windies. They've already picked up the 2 openers. And now the pressure is building.
Yeah, there's the wicket of Eckwood. This one just tucks it away, out towards the man in the deep. And a single to get Honey Gori off the mark.
Well, the wicket and just the run from this over. That run rate is going to start creeping up further and further. It was already pretty hefty to begin with. 2 to come in the 3rd over. Zishan Ashraf facing up for the first time in this innings. The left-hander to the left armour. Shuffles down the wicket, doesn't time it, and picks out the man at deep mid-wicket, but he'll come through for one. He's off the mark. And there is that run chase. 153 needed from 103 deliveries. 2 wickets already down. And an uphill battle this is. He looks to swing big, and that's just along the ground, picked out the man who's moved round to a sort of wide, long on position. And they'll pick up just the one to close out the over. So 3 coming from it and that wicket. The Premium Windies are well on top in this game. At the end of 3, 2 wickets down and only 21 on the board. Well, Ryan Scott, he came out firing. Some huge hitting, and eventually an expensive over ended with the wicket of the opener. Well, he was followed not long after by his opening partner. And now these two have got to look to try and put the accelerator on, get some fuel in the engine, because they're just going to get further and further behind this run rate. You can't prod around and cope in singles. Well, we're going to have a change in bowling, it looks like. It'll be the man that took the catch, Evan Stills, who's been handed the ball. So Terence Hines, he bowls one. It's expensive, but he picks up a wicket, and he's now been replaced.
Is that middle? All right.
Well, he's given that the kitchen sink, and the plumbing seems to be not quite attached, and he's not got a hold of any of that. And Honey G, well, you can see what he's trying to do.
And he really does have to go for those big shots at this stage. Might still be new at the crease, but you've got to maximize the power play. You've got to get off to a good start if you're to chase down a total such as 172.
What's struck him just on the pad, so it won't be a wide down the leg side. And perhaps he's got a tiny bit of bat on that. On 2 dots to start the over. Just 100 balls remaining in this chase. Well, you wonder what would have been said at the change of innings for the Premium Paks. It would have been, let's go out, start destructive from the top, which is what they did, led by Ryan Scott. But the back of him, at one point, they looked well ahead of that run rate. But seeing the end of him, they're already getting bogged down further and further behind that run rate. Need 151 off 99, 2 wickets already gone. And Zishan Ashraf, the wicketkeeper, finds himself with a serious job to do alongside Hani Gori. Again, a swing and a miss.
It really isn't looking too good out there for the Premium Paks at the moment. Just 1 run from this over. Already had 4 balls. It's been a top over here from Seals. Well, That's signaled a wide by the umpire just outside that wide line there. As he was just looking to keep it out of Ashraf's reach. Run a ball the Paks are going at, but that required rate has risen to over 9 and over now. Still very early in the innings. This one guided down towards point. And a single taken.
Yeah, that required rate up over 9. One to come in this over. Well, just adjusting that field, bringing long on into mid on to the right-hander. Shorter, slower, and he's not timed it, and it closes out the over with the dot. So 3 coming from it. At the end of 4, the premium Paks, 24 for 2.
Thank you. 4 minutes behind, yeah? Let me get on, let me get on. 4 minutes behind, boys. You want this? You want this?
Well, a wicket apiece for Nanan and Hines. Javon Sales came in to replace Hines, who was expensive but picked up the wicket. Well, just the 3 runs coming off his first over. There's that equation. The premium Paks needing 149 from 16, over 9 and over required. And Raj Nanan has a wicket and just 10 from his 2 overs. He's going to continue and bowl his third. And the left arm round the wicket into the ground, and that's flicked over the fielder at deep square leg, and there's still only 1. So they're trying to play with some intent here. You can see it. They're just not timing it, not finding those boundaries in the way we know they can, the way we saw Ryan Scott earlier. And obviously we saw the Windies batters dispatching it to all parts.
Yes, this one's just kept out as well, and I think it is tough to find that timing, especially early on in your innings. You've just come in, you really need to start hitting some runs here in the power play, and you're also under some pressure, already 2 down. As this one's hit out once again, there is a fielder though to just stop it for a couple of runs. But there is that pressure on these two. They are new batters at the crease, and just not able to get that timing, as you said.
He looks to come down the pitch. Chance of a stumping, perhaps. Missed by Hamilton behind the stumps. Still just the 1. And Nanan gives it the double teapot. Can't believe it.
Yeah, a bit disappointed there. Nanan not able to get that stumping. And you have a clear chance there. Missed everyone, the batsman, the keeper. And was well out of his ground was Ashraf. And that's wrapped him on the pads. Appeal. Once again, the umpire not interested here.
Yeah, wry smile from the umpire. Well, that's another tidy over from Raj Nanan. Just the 3 coming from it. So at the end of 5, well, they're well behind where they need to be in this chase. The premium Paks, they're 27 for 2 after 5. And that run rate pushing up, the required run rate up towards 10. And they're going along at just over 5. Struggling to pierce the infield, struggling to time it. And struggling to take on this Windies bowling. Well, it looks like we're going to have another change in bowling from the Pearland end. It's going to be Kevin Stout, who's been handed the ball. He was impressive with the bat up at the top of the innings. The two openers alongside Hamilton got things off to a flying start as a glider flies over the Musa Stadium. Well, the only team gliding right now are the Windies. They need more petrol in the engine, these premium packs, if they're trying to inject something into this chase, because that target of 172 looks a long way away. 5 overs down, 27 for 2. Kevin Stout to bowl the final over of the power play. He starts with a wide down the leg side.
Yeah, not an ideal start to that over for Kevin Stout. And the Paks here, final over of the power play, the last 6 deliveries with some field restrictions in place. They're going to need to find the boundary here at least a couple of times in this over.
Well, that's skewed up in the air. Fielder coming round. One bounce cuts off the boundary. For a moment thought perhaps he was in with a chance and it could have been 3 down, but does well to make up ground in the end and cut it off.
Yeah, it is really well on the bounce to him. And now just some changes being made to that field.
Well, that was hit hard back at the bowler. There was a chance, had some power on it. Did well to get a hand to it in the end. Just shake it off. Taylor Swift it. Well, Zishan Ashraf surveys the field, the left-hander facing up, right arm round the wicket, and again wide down the leg side, giving away 3 runs here. Kevin Stout, in the first game, he was expensive with the ball, came back, took a couple wickets, and today just struggling to find his line, straying down that leg side. Full toss, clubbed, back over his head. Fielder takes the catch. It's that man, Rajnanan, out at long on. And that is the 3rd wicket down for the premium Paks.
And a big wicket in that. Zishan Ashraf having to walk back, who's had a couple of good outings in this tournament. This time, though, he himself will be out. Finds Rajnanan, who won't be dropping that one. Stepping down the track, we can see taking that on the full toss. And a good catch that over his shoulder by Rajnanan. And so with that, Ashraf walking back. 7 deliveries, just the 4 runs he could make. And Kevin Stout now amongst the wickets in the final over of the power play.
Well, they can taste it, that victory. They knew when they put that scoreboard pressure on that the premium Paks were going to have to come out swinging. Well, they've struggled. When they have swung, they haven't timed it. And unlike the premium Paks, the Windies have taken their catches And they've been tight in the field. Well, that target is 142 runs away. And only 87 balls to do it in.
Yeah, looking very tough now for the Paks. And not much of this side has really had too much time out in the middle for the Paks. With the bat in hand, not too many of them have really gotten going in this tournament. But that's gonna have to change today here if the Paks are to get anywhere close to this Windies total.
And that's really good from Kevin Stout, was straying down the leg side a couple times in the over, picks up the wicket, and now with that finds the impetus to find the right line of length, just beating the edge of the new batter, Tala Khan. Well, 2 balls to come in the power play, and it has definitely belonged to the Windies. And it beats the diving fielder at extra cover and well backed up in the end, but they'll get home for 2.
And a really good over this is turning out to be from Kevin Stout. Just the 6 it's gone for, and that wicket he got of Zishan Ashraf. And now the final over of the power play coming up. As that's just going to be hit out towards mid-wicket, digs it out to the captain, Kirk Thompson. And that's going to finish the over out as well. And with it, the power play, 6 overs done. 34 for 3 here are the premium Paks. Still 139 more needed in 84 deliveries.
Yeah, power play undoubtedly belonging to the premium Windies. See there, Honey Gori, only 5 from his 13 he's faced. And Kevin Stout, yes, the 7 runs coming from that, but the wicket and that run rate is just going up and up. Here's some West Indian, Caribbean jams racing around to the left of our commentary box, and there's that signal for the end of the power play. 6 overs down, 34 for 3 the score on the board.
Slightly away. That's leg stump.
And a bowling change now as Sunny Alas is introduced into the attack. So it is time for some spin here. As that one's just going to go through fine leg. It won't quite reach the boundary. But nevertheless, a couple of runs the 2 players will pick up. Or a single only rather this time, going for that big hit. Misses it completely. It does Honey Gori. And he really hasn't found his timing today here, has Gori. 5 off 14. Just driving that one right back to the bowler.
Well, this has been really good, this, so far from Sunny. He's got him trapped back in his crease and unable to do anything with it or get it away. And just 3 dots in a row now. Well, that's the release of pressure. The fielder comes round and he'll still cut it off. It's not going to make the boundary, so we'll just be one again. They're going to have to try and go aerial here, the premium Paks. They're getting further and further behind. There you are. That run rate up at 10.41, and they're only going at just over 5.
And just 2 runs from the Sunny over till now, with just a ball to go. And he's been bowling really well, some really tight stuff.
Flicked away. That's a nice looking shot. Fielder coming round, and he'll still cut it off, so still struggling to find that boundary, and they'll come back for the second. And that'll be the end of the 7th over. So 4 coming from that over, 7 down. Premium Paks 38 for 3. Well, that required rate up at 10.38. Sharing the wickets around at the moment, the premium Windies. But they won't be too worried about taking wickets, just restricting those runs. Don't let them find the boundary and find any kind of acceleration, and they're well on their way to victory here. 7 overs already gone, only 38 on the board and 3 wickets down, the premium Paks. They've got to pull something pretty magic out of a very sparkly hat if they're going to do anything here. We're going to have a bowling change here. It's Hayden Walsh. Well, what a bowler he has been so far in this tournament. 5 for in the first game, 3 in the second, and 2 in his third. So he's picking up wickets in all directions and causing all sorts of problems. And quicker delivery to start.
No, just inside. Yes. Lovely guy, Joe. Come in, Johnny. I want straight.
Looking to hit this one through covers. Not able to really find that gap.
I'm up with the man of sticks.
Honey Gori here really needs to get a move on though, as he just slices this one away out towards deep point. Just picking up that single, on to 7 now with that, but he's faced 20 deliveries. That is a very slow innings in a T20 game, especially when you're chasing 172.
Quicker again. Somewhat harbour bridged by the fielder there at extra cover. But Kevin Stout comes around to do the cleaning up. Well, that is up in the air. Fielder coming round, takes the catch. No, puts it down. We've seen some drop catches today, and there is another one for the total. It was difficult. He had to run in from the boundary, made good contact off the bat, top edge. And that was almost 4 down for the premium Paks. And as is so often the case, the ball then follows that fielder around, and all he can do is follow it across the boundary. So 4 to close out that over, almost the chance of a wicket. And Hayden Walsh, his first over goes for 7, the end of 8. Paks 45 for 3.
Yeah, just rubbing some salt in the wounds there with that boundary was Honey Gori after that drop catch. Have a look at the batting card. Not much to see there from a premium Paks perspective. Batters have come and gone. Ryan Scott there, 15 off 8. Hit a couple of nice maximums. Departed soon after. Now Honey Gori and Tala Khan. The two men who Paks have a lot of expectations from, but there's a wicket. And the fourth one now falling. Paks sink further. This is not what they would have wanted here, looking to build a partnership. But it's not going to be these two. This time it's Tala Khan who's going to have to walk back. And Sunny Ilas strikes his first wicket of the day.
Well, he just played all around this under the bat as he looks to launch it over the leg side. Well, it's looking sunny for the Windies, and Sunny picks up his first. Talakan, he goes for a struggled 8. It never looked pretty. It wasn't easy. And nothing about this has proved easy for the premium Paks today. And Araful Huck comes out to the middle with a mountain to climb and laces untied in his walking boots.
That is leg, covering leg.
Well, 45 for 4, the score on the board. Just over 8 overs gone. Well, Sunny is having a good day. Just the 4 from his first over and a wicket with the first ball of his second. And the Windies looking to try and wrap this up quickly. 4 wickets down already. And that's full and dug out, and he's off the mark. Well, there isn't really time to bat yourself in, is there, Jay? You have to come out sort of swinging straight away if you're a premium Paks batter.
Yeah, and with that also knowing that 4 wickets have already fell here, so well, you do have to swing. Losing another wicket now for Paks could be quite detrimental. But they're gonna have to go after the bowling. Looking for another shot here, this time just not getting the timing right once again. As they pick up a single. So how do you think the Paks should really look to play this from here? 47 to 4, they've lost 4 wickets, yet the target being so steep, 173.
Well, they have been doing what I would expect they need to do at this point. They do have to try and swing, find those boundaries. There's no point defending and prodding. Problem that they're then facing is that this is some really tight bowling. They've got some good bowlers in this side, this Windies team, so they're not giving them anything extra. And that's where the problem lies. And we're already 4 wickets down. They can't afford to just hang around because they're going to get out either way. You're going to get out if you're just prodding around. You'll get so far behind that run rate. They'll then try and do something explosive. So they've got to try and take it on. And this, well, he looked to try and head on down Honey Gori for the scampered run. Decides against it. So just the 2 coming from that over and the wicket. 9 overs gone, 47 for 4. That target 173. Well, barring some Christmas miracle, it's almost out of the question.
Hayden Walsh here continuing his first over, none for 7. Walsh here, the joint highest wicket taker in this tournament, along with Raj Nandan, both of them at 12 wickets. The spinners there for the premium Windies. They've done so well, picking up 24 wickets between themselves. This one outside off, but just hit out towards covers once again. Honey Gori really not able to find the gaps today. 12 off 21.
Well, he uses his feet and he swings and it goes very high. There's a fielder out there, takes the catch. On your bike, Honey Gori. It was painful and it's over. And he has to go. It was difficult. 12 he made. And that's 5 down for the premium Paks. Well, there was not a lot he could do. He just couldn't find his rhythm today, and I think that's the end of the misery for him.
Yeah, Hanigori really not able to get going today. This time takes that one, was quite wide. Looked to go over that fielder, ends up hitting it straight to him in the end. And a well-judged catch taken that by Kevin Stout. 12 from 22 deliveries for Hanigori as he walks back. And another wicket now for the Windies. Half the side dismissed. And with that, it appears we're also going to take a drinks break. So do join us in just a few minutes.
Deep mid wicket.
Well, welcome back to the Musa Cricket Stadium. We're watching the Premium Paks take on the Premium Windies. Well, the Premium Windies were absolutely flying with the bat. They set 173 in the Paks. They're struggling in response. They were poor in the field, and now they're 5 wickets down, just 47 on the board. Well, the last wicket to fall that brought about that early drinks break was Hanigori. He went for a somewhat turgid 12 from 21. They now need 126 from 64 deliveries, and the Premium Windies are all over them. Well, they'll take that wide down the leg side, and it's just managed to trickle to the boundary. Terence Hines, a somewhat laboured run chase. And that brings up the 50 for the Premium Paks. Well, 4 leg byes, that was signalled.
So 121 from 62 deliveries now. Half their side already gone. Premium Paks. It would be an understatement to say they're in a spot of bother. And this one, what a ball that was. Right through everything. How is that missed the stumps there? Hayden Walsh, I'm sure he'd be wondering that.
Full delivery dugout, just be one again. Well, 10 overs gone. Premium Paks, 53 for 5. Need another 120 from 60 deliveries with just 5 wickets in hand. That required run rate up at 12. Well, the music blasting from the Windies area, and unsurprising because they're on top and they are dancing. Elias Sunny to continue. Well, that's up in the air. That's going a long way. And that's 6. Finally, something for the Premium Paks to cheer.
Yeah, maximum after quite some time. As he saw that full, flighted up, down on one knee, and he slogged it over. Sunny, up until that point, he just conceded 6 runs total in his 2 overs. And that's exactly what the Paks have now just hit on that one delivery. Just spoiling those figures just a bit.
Well, I think it might have spoiled the figures, but I think it may have also spoiled the ball. It looks like we may be having a change of ball, or have we lost the ball?
It does seem that way, the 4th umpire rushing onto the field. This has gone through everyone as well. The batsman, the keeper, won't quite reach the boundary.
Stay there, stay there. That's it, that's it.
Swept away. Fielder out there. Can't make up the yardage. And this is turning into an expensive over, this, for Elias Sunny.
13 runs it's already gone for now. And that required rate now just over 11. So comes down a tad bit.
That's a good recovery from Sunny. Looks to come down the pitch, but he read him early, Sunny, and then tucked him up. Araful. 13 from the over. Goes for the reverse sweep, doesn't time it. Looks to try and scamper through, sent back. It's all going on. But sadly, what they need to go on right now, the Premium Paks, they need the ball to go on beyond the boundary for a lot of boundaries. This is difficult stuff for the men in green.
seems it's hit the helmet there, so just a standard physio check. As these days in cricket, they just have to do a concussion check every time that ball hits the helmet. And the physio rushes on there just to make sure Ariful Haq is okay.
I like that you use the word rushes. I think that was a bit of a push. It was sort of bustles on. I think rushing was a bit optimistic. Bustled on. I like it when they sprint, you know, full on physio sprint. Here it is. Let's have a look. So he goes for the reverse sweep. Yeah, that's hit him pretty hard in the helmet, actually. Swings big. And that's massive. That's gone for another 6. Well, Ariful is injecting something into this chase.
19 runs now coming from that over. And Ariful Haq there hit on the helmet. The next ball, he's hit that a long way back. Into the side screen that one goes. So 11 overs, 72 for 5. Another 101 needed here. Still a long way away, that target.
Well, the wind is just picking up somewhat around the Musa Cricket Stadium. And they need the run rate to pick up as much as the wind has. The premium Paks, that target is still more than 100 away. Well, Hayden Walsh has got the measure of Suleiman Arabzi at the moment. Abort mission, back he goes. Well, clubbed away, not timed. Brings that runs needed down to around 100. 100 needed from 8.5 overs. 5 wickets in hand.
This time around, you've got Hayden Walsh with the ball in hand, not the bat.
Remember, I can't see the ball out there, right, guys? You got to put up your hand. I can't see the ball out there. Side there, fool. Go ahead, Judy. Go ahead, Judy. Right. Right. You want to put this here? Where you? Come.
Well, just a quick field change. Bring that man round to third. And swing and a miss, and bye-bye. You got to go. There go your bails. And off goes Arafel. He was injecting something into this innings, and now he goes for 20 from 14, and that's 6 down for the premium Paks.
Yeah, looking to go for another big hit there. Trying for some more excitement, Ariful Haq, but this time he'll have to walk back. Hayden Walsh striking his second wicket now. And there an inside edge onto the stumps. And disappointed there with himself is Ariful Haq. He departs 20 off 14, cleaned up by Hayden Walsh, as the Windies now lose their 6th.
Yep, 6 down the premium Paks. Windies, well, they've been on top in this game almost from the very first ball. It was those two men on your screen at the top, Johnson and Stout. They came out flying. And this just found the edge, took out the stumps, and Hayden Walsh, while he's taken wickets all day long in this tournament, he's got 2 for 12 today, and still just over an over left to up his sleeve.
And with that now, I think Hayden Walsh is the leading wicket taker in the tournament. He was previously the joint highest with Raj Nandan, but now I think he claims the spot for himself. With that wicket of Ariful Haq, finishes his over off as well, just the 3 and a wicket from it. And after 12, 75 for 6 are the Paks, 98 still needed.
Well, 2 apiece for Nakash, Basharat and Ariful Haq when the Paks were bowling early on. But it was a batting masterclass from the Windies we saw in that first innings. The only thing they really had to write home about was that they only gave away 3 extras. Well, there's a lot of going back to the drawing board for that bowling lineup there. They were taken on and taken out by the Windies batters.
And it's up to these names now to see how close the Paks can get to this Windies target. As we move into the bowlers, 6 down are the Paks.
Well, change in bowling again. Terence Hines back on. Expensive, but picked up a wicket with his final delivery of his first over. He's changed ends now. And kicks it off with a wide down the leg side. Well, 76 for 6 is a difficult story for the Paks. Never been on top in this game. Well, he swings and he swings big, and it's going to land safe. As Javon Searles comes around and cuts it off, and they pick up a couple. And yet more shoelace adjusting. We've seen a lot of that today.
Yeah, we have indeed.
Well, he's beaten for pace there.
With another very similar delivery, this time much closer to the stumps. Angling in, almost disturbed that off stump. Just past. And down the leg side. Will be a dot ball, maybe just hit something on the way through.
It's full, it's clipped up in the air. Fielder can't get there. Another one to the total. Swing and a miss to close out the over. 13 overs gone. Premium Paks 79 for 6. That required rate pushing up to 13 and a half. Umar Farouk yet to get off the mark, not for want of swinging. And at the other end, Suleiman Arabzai, well, 5 from 10 for him. So just the 4 off that over. And they're really up the creek without a paddle here, the Premium Paks. Well, sharing the wickets around, really. The Premium Windies bowlers, only person to miss out so far. Sales only bowled the 1 over. Economical 3 coming from it. But again, that man Rajnanan back in the wickets. And again, Hayden Walsh, already 2 for him today. And he's still got another over to bowl. And he will bowl it right now. Nicely played off the back foot. Won't be any runs there. Well, aside from that one dropped catch, they've been pretty good in the field, the Windies. They've shown the Paks how it's done, how to keep pressure on, take those catches, not give away those overthrows, those extra needless runs. And he's bowled him. Well, Hayden Walsh has another, and that's the end of Suleiman. Procession to victory, this for the Premium Windies now.
And the 7th one down now, with Suleiman having to walk back. Hayden Walsh picks up his 3rd wicket of the day, and he's amongst the wickets yet again, as we've seen throughout the Windies games in this tournament. And that one on middle stump, looking to slog sweep it away, hits middle and off. And Suleimani will be disappointed as he walks off. Windies, though, they can sense victory from here. 7 down, they've got the Paks. Not a good outing there for Suleiman. 5 he departs for.
Well, Hayden Walsh, again, the man making the difference with the ball. 3 wickets already for him today. Still another 4 deliveries to come. He's having quite the tournament.
So we're going to have 2 new batsmen at the crease now. Umar Faruqi, he's faced 2 deliveries, yet to get off the mark though. But he'll be at the non-striker's end.
Well, complete lack of foot movement from Suleiman, and somehow they pick up a boundary. And dead ball being called.
Not quite sure why a dead ball was called there by the umpire.
Again, no foot movement, just stuck on his crease and just sort of batting it away in hope more than really with any impetus or aggression.
And Akash Bashrat, the new man in, getting off the mark with that single. And gets Faruqi on strike, who's looking to do something similar.
Flighted delivery finds the inside edge and somehow has missed the stumps. Quicker delivery. Bye-bye. Stumps. Off they go. Bales, off they go. And Umar Farouk, off you go. Well, Hayden Walsh has his fourth with his final delivery. That over 2 wickets in just the 1 run. Well, what a tournament he is having.
Yeah, Hayden Walsh, he's been brilliant not only today but throughout the tournament as Faruqi departs for a 4th ball duck. Looking to come down the track, having a swing at it, and this time that stumping complete. There was a mis-stumping earlier on in the innings. Not this time around though. Walsh getting his 4th wicket. Jamar Hamilton, a simple stumping for him behind the stumps as the Paks are 8 down now. 80 for 8 at the end of 14. Hayden Walsh, that's a 16th wicket in this tournament in just 5 games. And he's done all of it at an economy of just 4.
Well, Mohamed Irfan comes to the middle, and that is a bat in his hand, not a matchstick. Towering over the rest of the field, over the stumps, and somehow looks like he's got a signature bat, an autograph bat in hand.
And I wonder if Irfan has to get custom bats just to make sure that they're the right size for him. Kirk Thompson, the captain, brings himself on.
Well, that's a very happy looking captain, isn't it? Quick arm through the air and just keeping Nakash honest. Back in his crease. Fuller delivery struck on the pad. No luck yet for the captain. 4 dots in a row.
Getting through his over quite quickly here is Thompson.
Well, he's well weighted. Well, it looks like an audition for 101 Dalmatians at the moment, all these dots. Going around the wicket, and that completes the maiden over from the captain. As waving flag reverberates around the ground, and at this point the Paks would feel like they'd want to wave a white flag because it is all but over for them. And the two new men out in the middle, just the 2 wickets left. Well, it's a bit of a sorry tale. Just 3 batters making it into double figures. And they look like they meant business when they came out. Ryan Scott trying to hit it big at the beginning, but when he went, it sort of started the wicket tumbling. Well, the last thing you want to see at this point, if you're a batter, is this man with ball in hand, Raj Nanan, bowling to the 7'1" Mohammad Irfan, the captain of this premium Paks team. He was expensive with the ball. Can he make up for it with the bat and have a flourish at the end of this innings? 93 needed off 30. Well, again, lack of foot movement from the man with the blade in hand. Well, he's off the mark. And takes him about 4 strides to get down the wicket.
I think he's got to be one of the tallest cricketers going around.
I think he might be one of the tallest people going around. I think he's come to America and he's going to go and join an NBA team when he finishes playing cricket. Again, lack of foot movement. I actually was looking at the Premium Paks kit the other day, and I think I could have worn his trousers as a full jumpsuit. Must be difficult finding a mattress, fitting on planes. The left-hander faces up and just leaves it outside the off stump. Well, Nanan has 1 delivery left. All he needs to do really is bowl it on the stumps. And there is absolutely 0 foot movement from Nakash. He's either watching it go by or just sticking his bat in the way of it. But it's going to be very much a you miss, I hit situation. Well, he is all bowled out. Just the 1 coming off his 4th over. He finishes with figures of 13 for 1. 4 overs still to come in this. Well, we could call it a run chase, but just in this innings, because chasing down 92 in 24, I mean, it's pretty out of the question, but stranger things have happened. They're rare, but you never know. There's always time for a Christmas miracle. 16 overs gone, Premium Paks 81 for 8. The captain, Mohammad Irfan, out there alongside, well, one of his premium bowlers, Nakash Basharat, and he's going to need it. Give it a bit of a bash.
Kirk Thompson here, the captain, continuing.
Bit more flight up in the air. Fielder thinks he might be in with a chance, and Mohammad Irfan has only gone and launched it for 6. Well, talk about a few fireworks at the end of the innings. It was unconventional, but you'll take it either way.
Yeah, really just saw it full bit. A bit interesting technique there, to say the least. Oh, and that's gone through everyone as well. Trying to keep it wide there, Thompson. Keeper misses it as well. And signaled a wide by the umpire. So a few runs now coming in this captain's over. With that single, Nakash also coming on to strike.
Well, lack of foot movement again. Well, there are still people tuning in around the world, so hello to any of you. I think my family are tuned in at home. Perhaps not the blockbuster finish you would like here, but between Christmas and New Year, tuning in, family time, and what is better than tuning in to watch cricket from the sunshine? So let's make them jealous. We have got sunshine and we've got cricket, so I think we are the real winners here. Coming around the wicket, down the leg side, that'll be another wide. Well, the captain brought himself on, and it has been expensive. And what a grab that is! Well, he's been expensive, but he's been helped out by his teammate. Gajnan Singh absolutely leapt like a salmon. And he's snaffled that one. And Thompson, he has a wicket. And excitement for the Windies. They're almost home and dry. And they've done it convincingly.
Yeah, what a take that was from Gajnan Singh. Just looking to go inside out, trying to hit it over covers. Ends up just tripping it up there. And that is an excellent take. Diving to his right. Some great reflexes there as well. Well inside that 30-yard circle.
Well, 9 wickets down for the premium Paks. The pain is almost over. Just 1 wicket left. And the number 11 comes out, as so often number 11s do, just in his hat. No helmet on. And it's Fayaz, but he was good with the ball. Perhaps one of the only things to write home about for the premium Paks in the field today. He comes to join his captain, Mohammad Irfan. Well, he launched a massive 6. And let's see what Fayaz Butt can do. Well, that was the end of the 17th over. 90 on the board. Can they get themselves up to those 3 figures?
Right, well, it appears that Gajnan Singh has come into the attack. Trying his arm around for some spin as well. Just took a fantastic catch. And into Irfan, who will just defend that one. Oh, and he goes down the ground. Mohammad Irfan. And straight to the man. Is it? No, I think he's dropped it there, has he? He has. Raj Nandan, it seems the man there, thought he had it. But it ends up going right through his hands. 1 bounce and over the ropes. I think that'll go down as a drop. And this one hits straight down the ground as the bowler himself defends it. A boundary that would be awarded to Irfan a couple balls back. And he just blocks that one out. Now this is the ball here. It went a long way up. Raj Nandan there, settled underneath it, got his hands there, and it goes straight through them.
Well, he's been taking fielding advice from the premium Paks today with that one. They put down a few themselves.
Gajnan Singh now just having some fun there. As that's just tapped away out towards long off. They take a single. Oh, now they're appealing there. Have they got him there? Going upstairs. Could this be the final wicket?
Well, talk about nonchalant. Mohammad Irfan, he sort of strolled down the wicket like a Sunday morning, coffee in hand. And despite the fact that his strides are about 4 meters long, he's just ambled along. And as we say, the first rule when you're running between the wickets, ground that bat. It doesn't matter how long your strides are. Get yourself in. Raj Nandan with the arm out there. And we're just sending it upstairs to have a look at this. Well, he sped up a little in the end and did ground his bat. And he'll be all right. And let's have a look at what the lights say. Yep, green. You're all right. Well, it's not over yet. 18 overs down. Mohamed Irfan survives.
39 and over now that required rate, so mathematically quite impossible here. As Thompson continues.
Well, that's up in the air, and it still lands safe, and they don't even bother trying to run. Well, Mohamed Irfan, despite the fact that we're into the 19th over, there's one wicket in hand, they need around 40 and over, has decided it's time he needs a bat change. And, well, I wouldn't change my bat if I were him and I launched a 6 like that. Stick with the one that works. But nicely coordinated with his green kit, green handle, green sponsor logo on there. And it still looks just as small. Well, 95 for 9. That target 173. And that will just be the one. Can they reach this 100 mark? Firesbutt facing up for the first time in this run chase. And it's in the air and he's off the mark.
So with that on to 97 now, 3 away from those triple figures. As that flies past the edge of Irfan.
Well, he's swung at that, and that's gone very high in the air. Keeper calls it, and finally the pain is over for the premium Paks. They're all bowled out for 97 inside 19 overs. That target 173, it always looked like it was going to be a mountain to climb. Well, they ended up climbing a mountain without any equipment in the end. They're all out for 97. It was a procession to victory in the end for the Windies. They were fantastic with the bat. And they were pretty good with the ball too. And the premium Paks, well, there was not a lot to write home about for them with the ball today. And with the bat, it was a struggle. Mohamed Irfan, in the end, he goes for 13 from 15. That one massive 6 and the 4. But today belonged to the premium Windies, the defending champions, and premium they looked. Easy as you like. Dominant victory for the men in maroon in the sunshine here at the Moosa Stadium in Pearland, Houston, Texas. Well, 2 completely chalk and cheese contrasting innings and a lot of smiles from that team there. The premium Paks back to the drawing board. I think maybe just throw the whole drawing board away, get a new one, and there's a lot of thinking to be done.
Yeah, whatever planning they've done for the past few days when they had a little break here hasn't really worked out for them. Bowled out for 97 as the Windies secure a 75-run victory. And handshakes all around.
Well, Mohamed Irfan is still all smiles. Or Ryan Scott, he was perhaps the pick of the batters at the top of that Paks chase, but he went pretty early, and from then on, it was just going through the motions, really. And that run rate climbed and climbed to the point where they needed 39 and over. A glorious sunshine day and a glorious day for the premium Windies. The defending champions looking really, really good. And you can hear champion reverberating around while a sorry tale with the bat. A slight cameo at the end from Mohamed Irfan, but just a little bit of entertainment to close out the innings. The premium Windies winning by 75 runs in the end, bowling out the premium Paks for 97 in just under 19 overs. Well, sharing the wickets all around there, but as has been the case so many times in this tournament, Hayden Walsh picking up 4 for 13 from his 4 overs. Also had a little bit of a hit with the bat at the end of their batting, called 16 off 15 as well for him. So a good day out. 2 for Kirk Thompson and Raj Nanan in the wickets again. So the Windies winning it by 75 runs. And I think Roshni is joined by the player of the match.
Welcome to the post-match presentation. It was a premium Windies versus the premium Paks, and premium Windies have taken this by a massive victory of 75 runs. Join with me is the man of the match, Hayden Walsh Jr. 4 wickets, just conceding 13 runs, the leading wicket taker. How have you been feeling playing in the APL?
Yeah, I've been feeling good. You know, some days the ball doesn't, feel like it wants to come up, but, as I said earlier, I'm riding a bit of luck here, so, I'm just enjoying it.
It's definitely not luck when you do it, in every match, the way you've been able to pick up wickets. But today, I think a great performance overall. The runs you guys put up, the largest total we've seen so far in the tournament, and then bowling like that, a great performance all around.
Yeah, it was a great all-around performance. I think we adjusted very well. Aaron Johnson came in and played a very excellent knock, and after him, everybody just kind of came in and assessed, and we actually said, I think it was 150 or so, but when we had wickets in hand, we were able to push on and get some more runs. And the wickets, I think our team is based around our bowling right now, so whatever we make, I think we can defend.
And I know, lastly, this win is definitely important as well. Coming in from that last loss, I know it was emotional for us to watch as well. But what the last few days, not having much games, how did you guys really keep the energy going, and especially to come out here and perform like that?
Yeah, everybody has been, hurt by that last game's loss, but, we are a family. We, stuck around for the Christmas together, and, that really helped us to put that game behind and come and put up a good performance today.
Well, you've been doing excellent. Congratulations on the win, and all the best for the next one. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, what a tournament that young man is having. Another player of the match performance for him today. He came in at the end, scored some useful runs. No, they got themselves up to 172 for 6, but then with the ball again, Hayden Walsh, 4 for 13 for him. He is having an absolute wonderful tournament now that we've fetched him out of the field from the end of the last game, where he nearly saw them over the line against the Afghans. But today, it was all about the Windies. They win it by 75 runs, a dominant performance by the defending champions. Well, this is how the table now looks. The premium Windies, they're up there in second, just behind those premium Indians. Well, the Canadians, we haven't seen them in action yet, and they still managed to get 3 points on the board. It's been a struggle for the Aussies. They're down at the bottom, and a battle in the middle to who can make that top 4 and bag themselves a space in the semi-final. The good news, we're back with more action tomorrow. The premium Windies, they've got to get home, get some food, get some sleep, because they're back in action tomorrow morning taking on the premium Canadians. And then in the afternoon, The Premium Indians take on the Premium Americans. Have a good night, everyone, and we will catch you tomorrow live from the Musa Cricket Stadium for APL Season 2.